I mean, they revamped the treasure section. There's a whole thing in there now about bastions and how all that works.
The bastions are
Rob was telling me about that on the way over.
But they also mentioned something today about loot and generating magic items, right? So all magic items now are going to fall into these like categories, and they'll either be relics, they'll be like arcane ones, or weapons or armaments, things like that. And they said in the monster manual, they're going to have suggested loot types for every monster that's in the book.
That's pretty sweet.
So if you're like, man, I picked a random monster, I wonder what kind of stuff he might have, whether it's gold or gems or... Because maybe you don't really know, right? You're like, well, I don't fucking know what a bugbear would have in his lair. I have no idea. So it'll have it, and you could pick things from these. It's also got more common magic items, which they didn't have before. They took basically everyone that was in Xanathar's guide. All of those are in there. And then they're like, and then we threw a bunch more in there. And I was like, cool, cool.
Yeah.
Almost all of them have like art where they didn't before, so you can have a better description. And they talked more in depth about crafting. Crafting magic items was more specific. So the player's handbook has the very basic rules for crafting potions and scrolls. But if your DM allows you, and I want to see what the rules are, you're able to craft your own magic items.
That's pretty sweet.
The only stipulation is that it requires you to have proficiency in Arcana.
Damn.
And it also requires you to have the material components and the money. If the thing uses a spell. So, for example, I want to make a wand of magic missiles. Just say that you just want that. First of all, since the object casts a spell, you have to know the spell to be able to put it in there. And you also need to be able to make a wand, which is just wood. So you need to have woodworking tools or woodcrafting tools or whatever.
So what if I can carpenter, but I can't spell cast? Would someone be able to help me and like infuse that spell? So I don't necessarily have to cast it.
If they can't make the wand, but you could,
you could work together.
You could maybe find somebody within a town or a village.
Or even
you could even hire a guy that maybe knows that spell in your personal bastion, or one of the other players in your group could do it if they have it.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
But I kind of figured it would work very similar to the spell scrolls. Like, you have to know the spell.
Yeah. I feel like Artificer is going to be huge then for doing the crafties.
Too bad they didn't put it in the new book.
No, they didn't, but they very heavily hinted that they didn't forget about it.
Yeah.
It is one of their next things after the Monster Manual.
So.
I'm assuming that the next book that comes out is going to be a bunch of the subclasses that they didn't cover and probably the Artificer.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, it wouldn't even shock me if they throw in a new class.
It's possible.
It's very possible. Because they've tossed a bunch of ideas around for potential new classes for a while.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what it could be or even what style it could be, but I think that the game as is doesn't need any new classes because there's at least a subclass that probably covers the type of character that you want to play.
Yeah,
I think sometimes if you have too much choices, it's overwhelming, especially for newer.
Yeah.
So like this weekend, I'm going down to the cabin, but I have some of our cousins down there that would want to play. Well, I told my nephew, next time I'm in, I'll bring my D&D stuff and I will run a one-shot. So I was like, well, I don't want to play with a bunch of fucking 10-year-olds and 12. So I talked to my cousin and I called her today. She's like, when are you going to be in? I was like, so-and-so. And I was like, hey, I'm bringing some D&D stuff in to run a one-shot. Would you and Josh like to play? And Lincoln, I asked how old Lincoln was. He's 7. I was like, as long as the parents are there, I can work with it. She's like, yeah, we were going to ask you if you bring your stuff this weekend. That's awesome. I was like, yes.
That's sweet.
Yeah. I think the misconception with D&D is that it's not an RPG game. They call it that. They call it a TRPG. I don't think it's that. I don't think it's an accurate description. It's just shared storytelling game. If the game's played right. Now, granted, you can play it with just let's throw a bunch of monsters out, let's just fight stuff, and you can do that, and that's totally fine. But how many times do you actually make a choice for your character? Like when you level up.
Still level 4.
Cool. That's great.
I know. That's a good dialogue. I didn't want to cut you off.
We're having great dialogue. So, I don't know, like, what campaigns go to, 10, 12 a lot of times?
Yeah, most times.
Are we live?
So you get to pick, 10, 11 choices for your character. Unlike a video game where you might, have lots of choices for your character.
Yeah. I'm playing Shadow of War right
F you
now,
10-year-olds.
and
Such a good
awesome.
game.
Dude, it's
So
awesome.
good. And Shadow of War
12-year-olds
was
are
good, too.
fine. 10.
Yeah, I played that one, and now I'm on to the second game, and I'm having fun. But there's like just so much to choose from for upgrades and how you want to play and stuff, which is good. But also, like, I want all of this.
There
How
is
do I
a
do-
small
how do I do
container
that?
of honey.
Yeah, it's a good
saw it?
series of games.
not
canon,
yours.
but I'm cool with that. I kind of like that it's sort of a alternate
mine's
kind of
better.
universe thing.
I
And
was
then there's
hoping
some
with Rings of
raspberry
Power, some
freezer
of the
jam I put in
Celebrimbor
the
stuff would align
refrigerator.
with the
Just
game
needs
'cause
it
it's
all
so
out.
cool
Yeah,
in the
sure,
game.
so.
It is.
But it doesn't
Grass-fed
as much,
beef.
and that's okay.
Huh?
Yeah, like it can exist and still be cool and fun, and
They're,
not necessarily
milk
have
fed.
to be.
Bees.
What really
They're
happened?
boobies.
Yeah, I'm having a good time with it.
I kind of feel the same way.
$4 too.
What's that?
It was like $4.
Yeah. I
Great.
kind of feel the same way about that as I do like the Star Wars, like
Yeah, we going there.
the ones with Star Killer and the Dark Jedi that was like trained by Vader, and there's like 2 or 3 of those games. Force Unleashed, I think is what it's
Okay,
called.
yeah.
I don't think they're like official canon anymore. They're like expanded universe, but I'm okay with that. Like it was still a cool
Still
game,
fun
and,
to do.
and it was fun. Anyway, we are live.
Yeah, we are.
Jared goes. We were at the Beehive. Sorry, I had to tell this real quick. But Jared and I were at the Beehives yesterday or the day before
What's a beehives?
for my bees.
Oh, actual bees.
Yeah,
He's
bees.
like, literal.
Yeah, it took me and my 12-year-old
at
went
the
to go do some
Beehive.
shots. So we were at the hive and we were getting ready to get our gear on. And I was like, "Hey, Jared," I was like, "You know what kind of bees make milk?" He's like, "They milk?" I was like, "Yeah, boobies." He's like, "You're stupid."
I didn't think he was gonna get me, and he got me.
Man. All right.
He's a pussy.
We are live. It is the month of October, and that means that we're going to be doing. I'm going to be taking the adventures in more dark and mysterious, potentially creepy places.
And I'll be
Hopefully,
making dad jokes.
So last week, you guys had some downtime. You arrived in
you asked me
Boulder's
your dad
Gate,
to do.
heading off from the, getting ahead of the Cult of the Dragons, and you know that you were gonna have like several weeks of, you're not sure what you're gonna do in the meantime. Maybe make some extra money or look around and check out the sites. Some of you have never been to Boulder's Gate. Some of you have. And it was an opportunity to maybe meet up with prior contacts. Otis ended up meeting up with some of his associates and was able to make a little bit of money on the side, protecting some of their caravans and some of the other cargoes coming in and out, all secretive like. Crispin ended up going and doing some missionary work and some charity work and stuff within the city to help out, the homeless and the sick and the needy and offer his medical skills while you guys were off doing your thing. And you two ended up riding along and joining up with Otis for a bit to, help with that, just to make a little bit of money and maybe get to know each other a little bit better. While Gulk was a bar fighter. He ended up winning some money, and they can't see you because your camera doesn't work.
Oh,
When are you
so
gonna get that
it's working?
fixed?
I thought that was a quick fix.
You know,
I think you
He's
just
like,
don't
I
want to
hate you
fix
guys.
it.
Shut up.
I think you don't want to fix it.
no, I got a face for radio.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You can't beat me
Just
to
gonna
it.
say
I got a whole body for radio. What are you talking about? Anyway, so in a little bit of your downtime, you guys did some odd end things, made some money, made some new contacts, and you still have at least a few weeks before this group of people is going to make their way into Boulder's Gate. You're not sure exactly where they went, but they are not going on a main road. They're traveling off the beaten path, and they may even be meeting up with other associates along the way. You guys decided to, since it is the beginning of fall, the fall festivals and harvests all begin as the Feast of the Moon soon approaches. The Feast of the Moon is a holiday that throughout all of Faerun, most people celebrate it or at least recognize it. Some cultures, this is a remembrance to the dead. Many battles are usually fought in or around this particular month, and so the dead would have been recently fallen in a lot of these battles. But it's also for some who thank the spirits of nature and the gods and various deities that they worship for another year or a bountiful harvest or whatever it is that they believe. Some people just use it as a reflection for preparing for the winter, getting their lives and their farms or their finances or making amends with certain people, reaching out to contacts that they haven't talked to in a while, things like that. You guys decided to go check out a local festival, the Great Harvest Festival. You wandered down about an hour south of Boulder's Gate. There were some flyers, and many people were talking about it, and it was supposedly a sight to not be missed. The festival itself supposedly houses a giant corn maze. There's all sorts of festive foods and drinks and beverages, desserts, activities and carnival games, and our own Gulk entered into a pumpkin carving contest and sculpted a very artistic pumpkin.
That's one way to put it.
Just got a hole in it.
He drew an image, or I can't say drew, he carved an image out of this pumpkin that displayed a scene that was very personal to him and that he didn't really recall, having to do with his parents and some mysterious figure, some shadowy, grinning man. With an axe. Sorry.
Jesus.
Needless to say, he found that he was able to tap into his rage and find this artistic talent and ability that he didn't even know that he possessed. Much about Gulk's past is still a mystery to him, and the only thing he knows is that his family lived in the woods. He lived in the woods, and then his parents died, and he still lived in the woods. That's really all he knows. All he knows is lumberjacking and chopping down trees.
True.
So,
True.
the idea of fighting and killing and adventuring and wandering off had never really occurred to him until he got mixed up with your band of adventuring group. The night that the raiders attacked Greenest. I don't believe you guys did any other like real major activities during this other than the pumpkin carving thing. We spent quite a bit of time on that. Is that correct? You guys had talked about maybe checking out the corn festival or the pie eating contest.
I think there was like a maze or something.
Well,
We did
shortly
have,
after.
Apple
Yeah.
crisp cider.
You guys did have some of the local beverages and
Noticed some
Yeah,
weird
we
stuff
just
going
broke
on.
into a house.
Yeah, we broke into a house. That's the last thing.
I was just making sure I didn't miss any of the other.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
So
the
I'm all together with them now,
Yes.
right? Okay.
Magic.
The some of the villagers just started displaying odd behavior. Odd behavior including things like staring off at the sun and sort of basking in it, closing their eyes and almost like they're trying to soak in the rays of the sun. This wouldn't seem so bad if it was just the occasional person. Maybe they're just maybe it's part of their religion or part of their culture, or maybe they just really like the sun. Maybe they were, recently released from prison, or maybe they were a miner and this is the first time that they've been up from above the ground and soaking up some rays of the sun. Except that it wasn't just one person or even a couple. You notice some other strange behaviors with not all of the villagers, but definitely some of the villagers, where they pet and talked to houseplants and crops as though they were living things.
Druids.
It could be written off as that, except that these people just seem normal. They seem to possess no magical abilities. You guys have seen your fair share of strange things, and druids, more specifically, speaking to plants. You've heard about it, but this was odd, even for Faerun. You decided to break into a house. I don't remember how we came to this
I
conclusion.
don't remember.
That was Gulk.
Probably. Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Why
This
do you
shit
guys
was weird.
follow him?
Scared.
Find out what was
Why
going
do
on.
you guys listen to him? I'm just curious.
Sometimes he does things and we don't have enough
And it
time to
works.
react.
Yeah, pretty
Have I
much.
led them astray yet?
Well, you're the only one with one hand missing, so yeah, maybe not.
Yeah, I make bad decisions.
You make bad decisions.
Doesn't mean my team does.
as this was kind of pointed out to Gulk, he thought that this was kind of weird, and he wanted to know what was going on. So that's right. He kind of broke you guys into a house to see what was going on. The house was empty. There's no one in the house, and you decided to look around and find clues. Did you find any yet?
I don't know. Not yet. No. I think we ended the session right when we broke in. So.
No, we
I'm gonna start barricading
heard
the
someone
door.
screaming.
Yeah, true. That's right.
And he was like, I'm going to start building a barricade.
I'm gonna start building a barricade.
While he was hunkering down for the creepy sun people apocalypse, you guys heard a screaming off in the distance,
From
and
the-
that was where we ended last week's session.
Corn maze.
Inside the house or outside?
From the corn maze, we thought.
Are we sure it wasn't the chicken?
So someone is screaming outside,
Real sound?
much like that. All right, I will leave it to you. What do you guys want to do?
I'm pulling out one of the. You got one of them messenger birds?
Sure.
I'm gonna have to put a bad review on Yelp for this thing.
It's festival.
Yeah, that sounds good. This place has been kind of weird.
Like wherever you all found us on the bulletin boards in Baldur's Gate, we were gonna send that there and put a bad review underneath because it's horrible.
Well, I mean, if you recall, I know you do. We was hired for that job, and that's kind of why we're here doing a little research. This wasn't purely pleasure, trying to find how Homeboy died. So, you know. not
Yeah,
really.
I recall now.
Yeah, you remember. I know you was drinking a little bit and, like, high on the Lord and shit.
I don't remember that part.
We could call ourselves Help.
Help.
Kind of like y'all.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I forgot. You guys tried to name your group.
We did name our
no.
group. The
Yeah.
Formidable, Unconventional, Chaotic, Kick-Ass Squad. The Fucks.
I wasn't here for that one.
So this half of the table loved it. The other half of the table was like, yeah, that's weird.
It's something. It's something.
The DM felt impartial. You guys can name your group whatever you want, as long as it is not. I think you guys know what's not okay.
Just
Vulgarity is not one of them.
I
Vulgarity
figured
is
when I
fine.
got a text from Bill that I was going to be the pivot man on that one. Like I could go either way, and I was like, yeah, I kind of know where everything's siding on this one.
Just imagine the merch when we start selling T-shirts for the Fucks.
Goodness.
Yeah, those would be
be a
great.
hit.
Everyone's gonna love that.
I'd buy one.
Of course you would. It was your idea.
I'd buy it in long sleeve. The Fucks.
Hey, look, the only way you guys are gonna start seeing the merch is if you just start getting the shirts made yourselves and wearing them. People will be like, "Where did you get that?"
Yeah, really. Yeah.
Funny story.
So
$50.
I don't know if you know this or not, but I'm on this show every week where we play D&D. And if you want to know what this means, you have to come and watch.
Yeah, our team name's the Fucks.
We're like a basketball team, but better.
We're like the Globetrotters if they could do real magic. You know,
Maybe.
We just don't always win.
well, did anyone hear where their screaming came from? It's kind of weird. It's giving me the EBGBs.
What- Is this a one-story house, two-story,
One story.
one story? Well,
It's sort of like a one-room sort of house.
is there? I want to search around see if there's a way to get to the roof from the inside, like maybe a little attic and.
There is sort of like a loft that you could probably climb up into, and there's a window like at the top of that loft. It kind of looks like it's just made for mostly storage of, you kind of looking up there, you see like, it might be like dry goods or maybe I don't know, linens or something like that. You're not really sure. It just looks like burlap sacks and maybe a couple barrels.
I'm gonna go up there and see if I can look out, get a little higher point, and look out the little window, see if I can see anything.
I'm gonna go with you.
All right.
Okay. You guys kind of find the ladder. It's kind of one of those ones that like retract up. So you pull it down and climb up. Taking a look, you climb up on top of one of the barrels and kind of are looking out the window. It seems as there's a lot of commotion going in and around the not in, but around the corn maze, the entrance to the corn maze.
How far is that from us?
It's probably 100 yards.
I just stabbed myself.
Roll D4.
Dagger damage.
All right, you have to do it again. Stab yourself harder so you can add your strength modifier.
There you go.
That's true. Which is -1, so yes, let's add strength. So you said quarter mile away, so that's pretty far. What would that be in feet.
Yards?
You said three.
I said 100 yards. It's 300
or
feet.
100. So 300 feet.
Okay. Yeah.
Like 300 feet.
I could still shoot that far.
But you could just see there's commotion around there.
Start shooting everybody.
Calm down, fucking Rick Grimes.
Coral.
Well, do we want to send Gulk out?
Yeah, probably. And we barricaded the
I
door
mean, he
again.
likes that kind of
He
stuff
still has one
anyway.
more hand to lose.
That's true. That is true. And 2 feet.
Can we see most of the town around the corn maze there?
You see, some people have sort of. You see them kind of like fleeing, getting away from it. You see some others kind of gathering around, and they all seem to be huddled around someone or a couple of people. You're not sure, maybe trying to talk to them or get information.
Is there anyone coming in our direction that are
No.
fleeing?
Are there any of the weird people who's like having a moment with the sun over there?
Yeah.
A lot
Are
of
they
them?
running? or are they
It's hard to tell. You don't know. You didn't like you didn't jot a list down of everyone. You're not even sure exactly how many villages are here. The villagers don't necessarily stand out above some of just the normal people. Some of the normal people who are visiting look like they could live here. So, but you do recognize at least a couple of them.
Okay.
And they're running away, too.
Who?
The people that are like.
No.
Oh, they're just staying there.
No.
Interesting.
At least one of them is.
At least
one of them seems like they're kind of scared and getting the hell out of there.
Got it.
So.
Well, I guess we should go check it out.
yeah, fixed board.
Or we
so.
just leave.
You could also
we could
just leave.
Just got me a
Kind of sounds
weird.
like not my monkeys, not my circus.
Fig is bored. He wants to go investigate it.
I'm
Alright.
curious.
Yeah.
Let's go. Lead
You guys
the
are
way.
gonna have to get the tigers back in the cage. That's all I'm saying. You know, like we got another show to do.
I Fig, lead the way, man.
Couldn't this be a normal field trip?
Why can this be a normal field trip? Cool. Let's go investigate it.
Because if we just had normal field trips, this would be the most boring game.
Are you staying up in the attic or are you getting down too?
Well, if we're going to investigate, I'm going to go with them.
Okay.
Yeah, Fig's
I'll
probably
go too just because somebody's got to be there to keep you all.
from dying.
Okay. So you kind of walk towards the commotion, and you kind of are trying to listen to maybe assess a little bit better of what's going on. There's just a lot of shouting. There's people who are screaming and some who are kind of crying.
They're doing this as they run away from us, or
Some of them are, yeah. It's almost like they look like they're frightened by something, or
can we be like, what the hell's going on over there?
someone said someone got attacked in the maze.
So you all just ran instead of trying to help them?
Some of them went in. They're going to go and try and investigate and see what's going on.
So where are you going?
Well, we're trying to assess more of the situation. We're trying
What?
to get some statements. We're trying to see what's going on, what we're dealing with.
This was the person running?
No.
Okay.
As you're trying to stop some of them, they're like, "Fuck you, I'm out." They don't even give you a full conversation. As you're trying to talk to them, they're going.
So the guy that we're talking to is heading back towards the maze, and or trying to talk to
Yeah.
people also. And what have you found out?
They said that something was in the maze, some sort of blades, something sharp, and attacked someone.
Oh, shit. That's not good.
No, it's probably not good.
Did they pay to go in there? They gonna get a refund?
Probably, he kind of smiles a little bit. Probably not the dead ones.
Damn.
But if they have any family, obviously, yes, we would compensate their families. Yes, absolutely. Assuming that we're at fault, which we may
believe
not
him?
even be.
Also, okay, so you run this whole shindig.
Well, we didn't have anything dangerous in there. It was just,
Like, is this the first time it's happened?
yes, never happened before. I mean, we run this festival every year. We've never had any, no serious injuries other than maybe some drunk people falling down or You know,
Sure.
eating too much food, a little vomit in the main court, but no one dying, no one getting attacked, no one getting murdered.
What's up with all these weirdos around here, like petting the plants and sunbathing and...
He pauses as you say this. And he seems to get a little bit uncomfortable.
Great, now you've done it.
I'm not sure I know what you mean.
I think you do. You took a little too long to answer my question. Either is you know or you don't know.
Well, then I must not know.
Obviously not.
I'm getting too old for this.
I don't believe him.
Stuff. He said stuff.
Make a perception check.
I believe him.
You're not sure.
No, I'm just... no.
It's a low DC.
Oh, okay. I'm kidding.
I could have killed you, you know. I believe you.
What'd you say? Perception?
Mhm.
Oh, 14.
No, that's pretty
No,
good.
I was just...
You
I had an 8, but I didn't know I had a
you
plus
don't
6.
have much doubt that if he knows something, he's not telling you all of it. He may not know exactly, but he's not stupid.
Can we tell whether he's acting shifty or if he's acting scared?
Make an insight check.
21.
Yeah, you don't need guidance.
He's acting shifty.
Shifty?
Yeah, I would say more shifty. Not afraid.
Don't worry, guys. Let me talk to him. I cast Charm Person on him. It's a Wisdom save.
You have what?
It's a Charm Person Wisdom
Got it.
save. He has to make a DC Wisdom 13 Wisdom save, or he's charmed by me.
The colonel, who's out now walking around, walks over to Fig's foot and like pecks it and gives him guidance.
You know, if he's humanoid.
I have to look at the stats to see
Fair enough, fair enough.
what is.
Oh, that's it's a savings on
Yeah.
him, isn't it? Okay,
Mm,
never mind.
yeah.
He still pecks your foot.
You said a wisdom saving throw,
Mhm.
correct?
Did you say you said I gotta look like
What are the
KFC
limitations
today?
on
Dude?
charm person?
Yeah,
Has
I
to
was
be
in the gym.
humanoid. That's it.
Your spell doesn't seem to work.
Or if they're immune to charm,
Just
of
like
course.
your picture.
You're not sure. He might have elvish descent or fae. You're not entirely sure. He looks human though.
Interesting.
He looks like he might be some sort of maybe like a town elder or maybe like a burgomaster. Not quite like rich like a governor or anything like that, but he might be someone who is maybe like a mayor or
Okay.
something along those lines. He's dressed a little bit nicer.
What's your name?
Oh, it's Copperton.
Oh, so you're did you found this place or your
Well,
family?
my family did, yes.
Your family? Okay.
It's probably been I'd say 4 generations now.
Okay.
My family has lived in Copperton.
While you guys are talking about that,
My name is Harold. Harold Copperton.
I think I'm gonna use the message cantrip, which I can whisper to somebody, and only they'll be able to hear it. I'm gonna whisper to Crispin, like, this guy's not a human. I don't know what he is, but it's not human. And you can respond and whisper too if you like to.
Not human. Like, you get any other feelings from him?
He works out.
He does look jacked. No, I'm just kidding.
Like
Something
Hugh
wrong.
Jackman?
No, I
Yes.
mean he looks like he's in probably his mid-50s. He's got like little streaks of
Do you
gray.
have,
He's actually got a pretty full head of hair. Maybe a little bit, maybe
I
a little
have
bit of a
protection
slight
from the
receding in
ecliptic
the
that
top
could-
there, but
that could come
not bad. He keeps his hair pretty trimmed and cut pretty short.
Good for him.
It's sort of a grayish. It probably at one point was almost dark brown or maybe a black color. And he's completely clean shaven, other than these like just huge sort of like mutton choppy sideburns.
interesting.
So I would probably. So we've seen him. We've seen his face. We know what he says his name is anyway.
Hey, so his name is Harold Copperton.
This guy's not going to be any help. I think we should just go.
Yeah, can we go investigate?
Yeah.
Look inside. Sweet.
Yeah, I mean, you guys weren't detained or anything.
Sweet. Fig goes inside.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm not even waiting for his go ahead. I'm making sure the others are following and then I'm going.
Okay, great.
I don't think Fig is.
As you
just go
kind of
inside.
approach, you see that there are several, what look to be. You think that these are like guests. These are not villagers. Some of them have these sort of deep wounds, these gashes and cut marks on their arms, some on their legs. One of them has like a pretty significant cut on the side of their face. Their clothes are a little bit bloodied, as there's people sort of gathering around them, sort of, bandaging them up, trying to clean them up, trying to find out exactly what happened. There's probably about 4 or 5 people in total that look like they have been attacked or injured in some way. No one seems to be like severely on the verge of death or anything like that. Just, they're probably going to make it.
Can we discern if it was like animal scratches or bites?
Too precise.
Excuse me. This all happened while you're inside the maze?
You find someone who looks like they're the least upset. Yes. So there was just these blades, like these claws or these sharp metallic like knife-like things that just came out and just started slashing at everyone. And a couple of people, we saw them, they fell. The one blade's just, they cut him in half.
How big? Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna make a joke. It wasn't even good.
How big? I want to look around, but I kind of like walk up and down the side of it. I'm trying to get a measurement of how big this corn maze is. And then I'm like, while I'm doing this,
It looks like it's an acre or 2.
is there anybody out that possibly could be out of there?
We just ran. We saw the blades kind of coming out. It almost looked like some sort of an arm or something with these huge just claws.
So you're thinking anybody else that might be in there might be dead?
Or they're still trying to find their way out. I mean, it is a maze. Maybe they didn't. Maybe they're just trying to run out and get out. But we passed a couple people who were going in. Maybe they went to go find them. I don't know. I'm not going back in there though.
Also, people went back in there.
I mean, it's a corn maze. You can cheat and just go right through.
Well, I mean,
Especially if someone like Wolverine-esque is chasing you.
so around the farm in Goldenfield, you had a bunch of rats in the barn. You find their hole, smoke them out.
So we're setting this thing on fire?
That's what I was thinking. Smoke them out.
Jesus says
Or
smoke
I
them
can
out.
send my familiar flying over and see what's going on.
Or we can do that first.
That way we don't injure any passersby.
Well, I don't want to injure anybody, but I figure if somebody's going in there, calm down. You're not a wizard. You can't fireball it.
Not yet. Give me a few
Give me a couple levels.
If you want to do that, I'm just corn's dried up. It's very flammable. We'll just what's ever in there, we can smoke it out. Hopefully,
The issue,
Fixing.
I'm just going to point out from a logistics standpoint, you guys are free to do what you want. There could still be innocent people in there.
Yeah, that's the only reason why.
I'm just saying, some of them could still be alive.
Fig seems very excited about this.
Plus,
fire idea.
they said that some of the
Too
villagers
excited.
like ran in to go find some people. By all means, you absolutely can set it on fire, and you probably
Fig's
will
like,
get
"Set it on
whatever's
fire.
in there.
Set it on fire. Set it on fire.
I just want to point out the other shoe. There could be innocence. If that doesn't matter to you,
fly your familiar over. If you don't see anything moving around, we smoke them out.
Sounds good. I'm gonna do that. I'm still figuring out that how I can cast that changed a little bit with the new edition, so I'm figuring that out.
So while you're
Which
doing that,
resource I
I'll
need to
figure out.
spend,
Maybe I'll get a
but-
plan C.
Yeah.
How about that
So I'm going to
for
cast
chard?
that. Okay, I can expend a spell slot or use of wild shape. Okay, so I'll use a spell slot.
okay.
Ignore whatever it just rolled. I did not want to roll that.
18 deception. You're deceiving your familiar.
So while she does that, I'm gonna go help with the wounded. See if I can help in any ways. Keep my mind off it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna send
But
a.
But I'm gonna be like, Otis,
Mhm.
you might have to sacrifice a little bit of the cough syrup for the greater good.
I mean,
I'll
you
buy it off you if that's what you need. And
I mean, you don't just dry corn. You just light a match and woof.
we'll try, but maybe you need to get a little bit faster. Maybe drip it around the corners.
Fig's like holding a sword out. He's like getting green flame.
Do you have any way to produce water?
I don't think so.
I don't either. I looked at it and almost did it, but
And I just switched out
Jesus.
my cantrips too because I did something different with my background.
I can cast a
But,
fog cloud so we can't see it burning, so we feel less bad about it.
so we don't see the. What you think it'll dull the screams a little bit?
Well, when we hear screams, I just use a thaumaturgy and just make them fart noises again.
I can tell the weather for the next 24 hours.
I can extinguish all fire in a 5-foot cube.
So
I
that's
got
2
one.
acres. Carry the 1. It's gonna take a minute.
I'll be here for a while, but you know.
I can snuff out a
I
campfire.
think we got a little bit, huh?
I can snuff out a campfire.
Okay, so we can get 1 cornstalk out of all of them.
Yes.
Maybe 2.
So
I can
I'm
cause flames
summoning
to
my
flicker, brighten,
familiar
dim, or
as a
change
raven
color.
omen, and sending it out over the cornfield.
What's an omen?
That's what I named my.
Got it. I didn't know if it was like a certain type of spell or something.
Nope, that's just
So where is it? While she's doing that,
Black
where's the
Knuckle.
burgermaster at? Harold,
Harold looks like he is continuing to talk to some of the other.
but he's nearby.
Yeah, he's not leaving anything.
I'm not going to set fire to it, but I want to see if he reacts. Otis, come
Yep.
here with me.
I'm right here.
I'm right here. All right, Fig, here, grab some.
What? What am I grabbing?
Gulp. I don't trust you. With it. So I'm going to. Was there any like little campfires where they were cooking food and all that?
Not near the corn maze, but yeah.
Yeah. So
Sort
I'm gonna
of
walk
like a little
over
center.
and grab a couple. I got a couple torches. I'm gonna grab 3 of my torches, light them into a campfire, and hand Otis and Fig one, and myself. And we're gonna walk up and don't light it on fire.
Light it on fire.
No.
Okay.
We're gonna walk over,
Light it on
and
fire?
I'm gonna go. We'll just smoke them out, and I want to see what Mr. Harold does.
Now, before you do that,
Do not light it on fire.
I'm gonna clap my hands and cast thaumaturgy, and they're all pink and purpley, the flame colors.
Okay,
Fig makes
that's
it red.
fine.
Because he can also change color of fire.
I have thaumaturgy, but I'm not wasting my time doing that.
Move ridge.
So, I'm gonna walk towards there and be like, "Hey guys, let's smoke it out. Get rid of all the corn and smoke it out. Whatever's in there."
Make a deception check.
I mean, that wasn't horrible for me.
Could I help? Because Fig seems like give him the help action. Because Fig seems like he's sure. Like,
What'd you
excited to
say?
set this place on fire.
I
Did you
would
say
yeah,
deception?
like, to try and sell
Yeah.
a lie. You know he's not really going to set it on
Yeah.
fire, but I would say yeah, you could assist with it.
All right, and I'm gonna give myself guidance.
Yeah, you have advantage too.
I'll do it.
Yeah,
Oh,
give you
nice.
advantage with the help action.
Sweet.
Fig seems a little.
He's
too
coming over
eager
there
to
like
say
Oh,
this.
nice.
He's
That's
a little
better.
bit Beavis, like
20.
fire, fire, fire.
20.
You see Harold and a few of the other villagers and guests going, "What are you doing? You're going to kill everybody inside."
Well, we gotta smoke out whatever's in there,
I'll
or
take care of the problem.
You could kill innocent people.
We'll take care
well,
of the
from their
problem.
words, they're probably already dead.
Yeah, that's what Homeboy said. With
We
the face.
we still have 4 unaccounted for of just my people. That's not counting any other visitors to the town.
But we take care of the problem.
I'll have you arrested.
Oh, there's the flames. Not again.
Not if you burn in the flames.
That's
What?
That's arson,
Arson.
attempted murder.
All right, well, we're gonna give your all's people a time limit, and if they're not out, we're gonna assume they're dead, and then we're gonna smoke out the problem.
Burn.
So at this time, I think we need to. Now the cornfield. What's on the other side of the cornfield?
Woods, like
How
there's-
close?
There's a little bit of I would say, like maybe a little bit of a field, like a plain sort of just like grassy kind of field, and then it goes off into some woods.
So, all right, guys.
Forest fire. Forest fire.
And Yogi the
I'm gonna go over to Fig and like, give me that fucking thing back. And then I'm gonna grab yours and take it back.
Fire, fire, fire.
All this one makes me want is a necklace of fireballs.
The more, so I guess after scouting a little bit more and seeing the
more
woods,
I see this behavior, I'm probably not going to give you that.
What?
I have another person in another game who also likes to set everything on fire.
I'm gonna take my torches and snuff them out, put them back, and well, if we smoke them out, if we don't have enough people around, we might end up pushing them in the woods, and then we got more trouble then trying to get them out of the woods.
Well, let's just haul our happy asses in there and go shoot whatever's killing everyone.
Okay.
Has
Big's
my
with me.
bird seen anything?
I'm not sure exactly what you're trying to accomplish with your bird. You didn't really give me a very good description of what you wanted to do, like where you want it to fly.
Oh, I'm flying it over the cornfield so I can see if I can see where where any people are, where whatever is attacking them is, anything like that.
So your bird is able to see. The pathways through this maze are they're pretty well defined from above, and it's a pretty intricate maze. You're actually kind of impressed at the amount of time that probably went into something like this. It's not quite like a Minotaur's
We're gonna
labyrinth,
take your axe and cut a path.
but I would say for a small town in the a little small farming community, like this probably took a while to plan and set up. There are a few like larger open areas where basically pathways sort of dead end and don't go to anything. And on some of those, you see that it looks like there might be like little tables with potential refreshments or something on there for the guests that like are wandering around for a while and they might get lost. It looks like there's a couple like little guest books or something because your bird's kind of flying over and kind of getting down, trying to get a closer look. You see movement in the on the pathways and the open parts of it, and from what you can tell, there's at least 3 people who are wandering around. Looks like they're kind of shouting out, trying to find other people. And you definitely see that there was areas where it looks like there's some sort of struggle, and there's bits of blood and stuff spattered.
Okay. So would I be able to guide the group over to those areas if
No.
I were to?
Nope.
Okay.
Can she say what general area
Yeah.
they are?
Yeah.
General area.
Yeah. Even if we're like just pushing through the corn stalks, not necessarily through the actual.
Oh yeah,
maze.
we're gonna cut through it.
I would say make a survival check.
I think that is a 15.
You think that you could guide the general direction, but since your bird is, you're trying to do this in a hurried amount of time.
Yeah.
It's not like you're going to have a detailed map of the maze.
Yeah. No.
Some of the pathways eventually lead to the center. That much you know. The center of the maze is kind of how you get out. That seems to be where there was a lot of the most commotion was towards the center. That's where you notice some of the blood stains, and it looks like there may have been something that moved through the corn, but doesn't look like it disturbed it a lot. It's not like it broke down a bunch of stalks and made new pathways. The corn it's pretty dense. It would be hard to just like rip your way through it.
Yeah. Okay. I'll relay that to the group.
But you believe that it's focused in the center, is where you kind of you see that there was a couple bodies there, and you think that that's where they're probably trying to find.
The bodies are mostly in the center. I don't think we're going to be able to push our way through, and we're not going to find our way to the center in time just on our own. Harold, if we can convince him to lead us through, he might know the maze better.
I
What
would
if we
say
just-
that if you used your bird, I would give you advantage on survival checks as you're making your way through the maze.
You don't think we can just cut straight through it?
It would be very difficult.
It'd be considered like it would be pretty hard. You might end up losing more time
It would take
trying
a
to
lot
do
of time
that.
to cut through.
Especially with not proper tools. Like, I mean, you've been in a cornfield. It's unless you got like a big ass sharp,
I don't trust Harold to guide us on through
I don't.
there.
yeah,
either.
scythe or something. It would be hard to get through. Just to walk through. You have to walk on those rows and stuff. I mean, you've been in corn mazes before, or not mazes, but just cornfields.
I don't either. I just don't know how else we're going to get to the center with potentially enough time.
I don't trust him, but at the same time, we should make him come with us.
if it won't take us too much time to
I
convince
feel like
him.
he's holding something back from us.
I feel like he is too, but I feel like whatever is.
And I don't want to come out of that cornfield to a bigger problem.
I'm torn, but I agree with you.
We can try and convince him.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, I said we.
Oh, I thought you said you. Well, you're the.
I if you want me to. Yeah. Can we find Harold? Is he still there?
Yeah, he's still around. He hasn't wandered off or anything.
Hey, we're gonna go in there. Would you mind coming with us? You probably know the field better.
Well, I mean, I didn't design it, but if you feel that I could help, sure.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, I have people in there.
Yeah.
If I can help in any way, I absolutely want to help them.
Cool.
Do you know the path to the center of the maze?
Again, I didn't design it.
Then who did?
That would be one of the locals, one of the farmers that runs and operates the field.
Where's he at?
I'm not entirely sure. And he starts calling out, Edgar. Edgar, has anyone seen Edgar? No, I think he went in to look for the survivors.
No. Maybe we'll run into it.
Are still some of the locals like looking at the sun and bathing and?
No, with all the new commotion, they seem to be focused on that.
So his name's Edgar. I take one of these here birds. I fold it up, I write Edgar's name on it. I chuck it. It goes finds Edgar, and he probably knows the path, right? So it just.
How-
woo-doo-woo-doo-woo.
Do you want to tell him or do you want me to? You gotta have a last name. Like he's not the only Edgar in the world.
Well, he might be. What's his last name?
It's Edgar Hollifield.
That's better.
Can you spell that out on this bird for me? Because you know how I get with
Still
names.
have. Oh, I guess we could follow it back.
Right? Why not?
As long as it takes a path we could follow.
Yeah, as long as it doesn't just go up.
Anyway, maybe we should think about
No,
this.
we'll do it.
Yeah.
Do it anyway. 'Cause I have calligraphy set, so I do spell it out for him, and I'm like, that is a great idea. See, now we got a last name, and I give it back to him so he can fold it up.
So I'll fold it up. I'm gonna see if I can like put a rope around this little bird or something so it can't just go up, and so I can kind of follow it.
I would rule no. You couldn't tie a rope. Around.
Damn.
Not a rope. It's like a sheet of paper. It's like a little paper origami bird.
Okay, so what if I peel like some twine off of my rope and just like skin it, you know, like a string cheese, and you're pulling off a little piece of string cheese. And you're trying
Listen, I really like your ingenuity. I'm just gonna let you know that's not gonna happen.
Okay, I chuck the bird.
I'm not saying you guys have to go through the maze and it'd be really challenging. She can use the her familiar to fly above and kind of like give you advantage on your checks as you're making through it. But
Sure.
it's not like he's gonna just lead you right to the end.
Damn.
The shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. It's
Sure
gonna go.
is.
There he is. Found him. Found him.
Well, I could write a
What
message.
you said was exactly what I was thinking. Well, the bird's gonna go up. And he's gonna go over the maze. Oh, there's my
We can write
friend.
him a message.
Okay, so I'm
Or
gonna
coming to help or
I'm gonna
something.
take that note that he wrote the person's name on, and I'm gonna say, start yelling so we can find you. We're here to help.
They're already
Okay,
yelling
um,
inside the.
Heroic inspiration if you don't already have it.
I do have it. Who needs one? Not you.
I think
I don't
he's the
have
only
one.
one that doesn't
It's
have
like
it.
anyone but you.
Yeah, I don't have one.
Oh, you don't have one?
No.
Bam. Oh, you don't either?
Mm-mm.
All right. Evens is Jesse. Odds, Aaron. It's a natural one.
Wow.
At least you got it
I don't
out
think
of
I'd
the
want
way.
that one.
All right.
All right. So I fold the bird up and I go,
Yeah, clever use of tools. I like it.
Cool.
watch this. Flew.
The bird does exactly what you think it's going to do. It goes right up in the air. It goes, and then it goes about halfway point of the field, just drops straight down.
Man, it's a good thing we expected it to do that. You know what I'm saying? I got
Well,
marked that off my supplies.
Yeah, it's a good thing we just didn't put Harold either. Or Edgar.
Edgar,
I
it just, like, goes the opposite
had a
direction.
thing for that too. It was
Never
going to
know.
like fly off. And
Oh shit, there's Edgar the fisherman. He's out there on the river.
why is it flying to Boulder's Gate?
Why
Why?
Baldur's Gate, yes.
So I have 2 papers.
There's a
birds
guild of
left.
Edgars there.
Edgar
It's
Guild.
Edgar from the House of Edgar and the Guild of Edgars.
It just says start screaming.
He gets this note and he goes,
What?
No, we come
The
"Who wants me to start screaming?"
Yeah.
Edgar's a mute. It can't scream.
I think other Edgar, this is for you, Edgar. Thanks, Edgar. I appreciate it, Edgar.
All right, I have
I
2
s-
of those left. BT dubs.
I say we just go in.
Yeah, I'll try to guide us the best I can.
Before we go in, I'm going to cast second level bless
Nice.
on the group on you four.
All right, sounds good.
Disco.
Good man. Let's get it.
Do you have any
The time.
blank paper?
I have 2 more paper birds.
Like sheets of paper. I mean, like physical pieces
Like
of paper.
here.
Oh, I've got some.
Here.
Oh no.
Oops.
See how this drop?
Oh no. My character is a cartographer. I am not.
Me neither.
Do you
Nor is
have
Fig. His handwriting's terrible.
your minis?
Do you want grid paper or regular paper?
Just blank paper. I'm not gonna even write on it.
Do you have your mini?
It's over there.
Yeah, I guess.
I think mine's up there. First
Want my
physical
giant
battle map
Let's
of
go.
the campaign. Ooh.
Hey, these are the notes I took on the recaps that we never did. Choose a door, but don't die.
Can I move this? Or
Yeah, you can move all these. Here. Hey, you start
Alright.
over there.
I'm so excited to use the minis.
Right?
I
First
told you guys it was
time.
gonna happen.
Wait, I know where to go now.
I'm gonna need more paper than that.
I need
Like I said, if you have any like more, I need to cover parts of this so it actually feels like me. I think I'm gonna
Oh
need
my god, if we
probably,
had
like,
enlarge
one,
reduce,
two.
then I could
Yeah.
use that many.
No, that'd be funny because we just stop over the corn.
Balk, balk.
Some ideas and concept of this adventure come from Dungeon and Box.
How many more do you want?
Oh, nice.
Nice. They got some good stuff.
I took one of their ideas for an adventure, and I really like the map, and the rest of it is in my brain.
Nice.
Do you
I
want-
need probably I'm gonna need like 6 or 7 sheets of paper. I'll give them all back to you. I'm not even gonna write it. Maybe not actually have them back on. I just want to cover parts of the map. I meant to bring my my black construction paper, and I think that actually looks better on the screen, but I forgot. All right.
So
I need to see
all
where-
4 of you,
We got
when you make an
bless.
attack roll or saving throw, you get an extra 1d4 to the attack roll or save.
Nice.
And I'm in concentration for 1 minute. Do you have the
Oh, I thought you cut the hand off on
tokens?
it for a second there.
What?
I have a second one.
Oh, the markers.
spell tokens?
Condition markers.
Condition markers?
No.
I did not bring them. I forgot.
That's alright. We'll just remember.
Okay.
We're gonna do this old school.
Old school.
Just a basic paper map.
Alright, I'll turn the stream off. We'll do it old school.
Old school. No stream.
No Twitch.
No Twitch, no nothing.
Be like,
Yeah,
use
Ray's
your
about to get good.
imagination.
I'm trying to determine where the start.
I did
of
that
this
backwards.
actually is. I think it's this way. I think the map goes like this. I think
I think it's the other way.
that looks. That looks wrong.
I'm excited to use everyone's minis.
Yeah, me too.
No, first
I
time.
think it actually goes. Wait, this might go this way. It's one of 2 ways, and I think it's that way.
Crispin kind of looks like Sam Elliott.
Yes. Okay.
Damn, hell yeah.
Hell yeah, right?
I mean, if you're gonna
Fuck.
look like someone, Sam Elliott's
yeah.
pretty dope.
Yeah, yeah.
Fuck yeah, he's sitting there at the bar drinking his
at least
sassafras.
Did you paint this? This is really good.
Yeah,
Hey,
thank you.
dude.
It took me longer than I'd like to admit.
It looks
It
good.
looks really good. Yeah, I got my.
I like the
pre-painted,
purple in it,
which
though.
I liked it more on the website than when it came painted.
This is
If I knew we had time, I would have probably painted it. But
Well,
it
it's-
still turned out pretty good.
Yeah.
adjusting very well. Gold.
I almost had mine too painted, but I'm like, I didn't like the. I couldn't figure out how I wanted to do it
That's,
until right before the campaign
you
started.
guys are gonna be.
Makes sense.
We can't go.
Did you paint yours, Rob?
Yep.
It looks good.
Thank you. I have very shaky hands, so I'm surprised it turned out so good.
Same.
Bill, you got like maybe 2 more sheets.
Yep.
Power Ranger.
His name's Strider.
Cool.
Strider.
I think that's where you guys start.
Galaxy. What?
I was over at your dad's house when he fixed your club. He told me that It fell out. And
That's,
snapped.
that's
Yes.
2 times in like
He-
2 years.
He said
All right, so you
he
guys
told me it
gonna
was like
start
2 or
over
3
in that little corner
times.
right there.
Falls off the cart and just snaps.
I'll be towards the rear. Well, I mean, somebody's gonna be towards there.
So the
Towards the middle.
Just 2 more?
yeah, yeah, probably like maybe just 2 more.
Oh no. Otis is shooting me in the face.
Yeah, you're like.
So on this map, it is a little bit
Lightning
kind of
bolting or something.
confusing because of the piece. So the darker parts are like the solid parts.
Got it.
Okay. And these are like the pathways. So you guys are sort of in this little area to start.
Cool.
Yeah, that's fine. So just for anyone watching at home, like the dark parts of the map, like the dark brown parts are going to be the solid walls. This is not going to be like Minotaur labyrinth sort of maze. There's going to be some potential things for like random encounters and survival checks and stuff. As you guys are going to kind of go through this, I've added several of my own because I didn't like some ones I had in there. But I thought it was really cool, and I really liked the map. Like the idea of a corn maze map just seemed kind of fun.
Sure.
Sick.
So yeah, I just want to be able to just cover over just a little bit more
Yeah,
of
fair
it here and there. And next time, I'm sorry, I'll be better prepared and bring my construction paper, which I probably should just leave here. I don't ever use it anywhere else. All right, we're gonna change the music. Can we get the lights changed to?
Orange.
Yeah, let's go like a orange or a fall color, maybe
Orangey
a,
I
ready
just had them orange.
with a brown.
or like maybe like a yellowish kind of.
like
Corn orange.
kind of like R. Kelly yellow.
There you
like
go. We're in a
fall
corn maze.
yellow.
You should be playing some corn.
Yeah, that's
Twist the
that'll set the mood.
transistor.
No? Okay.
Kind of
Donald
slasher maniac and to corn in the background. Oranger?
Maybe just a smidge. Ooh. Okay, that's
Okay.
good.
Yeah,
That's
like,
good.
That's like
I'm
Do we
gonna
need to
download
turn-
this app at some point. I'm gonna figure out how to use it.
yeah, fair enough.
I'm gonna set a couple presets.
Do we need to turn the other lights down?
Yeah, let's add some atmosphere. I'll get it.
Yeah, you can just slide them all down. Camera should be fine. Gosh, I feel like I'm in Twilight.
All right. Getting a little atmosphere. It's a little spooky up in here. All right. And suddenly, there was a hook hanging off the rear view mirror.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay.
There's a little kid walks out. He goes, "I know what you did in the last town."
Okay. So,
And it's Fudge Pudge.
Fudge. Hey, Gav.
Fudge Fudge is the villain of the campaign. I don't know if you guys.
Oh
know.
my God, that'd be
He is
great.
he is the main villain.
Fudge.
This
Pudge.
campaign takes 17 years to get through, so he has enough time to grow up, mature, build an overwhelming hatred for all of you,
He's like,
learn the dark arts, and then come back and murder all of you.
Checks out.
"Where's the fucking chicken?" He's dead.
Okay.
Fig's dead because he got caught with his hand in somebody's cookie jar.
This is
Otis.
I am not vibing with this music.
He's in AA right now.
He started dipping on his own stash.
Never get high.
He's got cirrhosis of the liver. Gulk. He is now just a torso.
He's in the circus. I'll bite your legs off.
He's a Hawaiian organ donor. Yeah,
Crispin found out he was actually albino and now has skin cancer.
A strong wind begins to blow as you enter, causing the corn,
Jesus, Gulk.
causing the dead corn stalks to sway and shudder completely all around you, as if alive. The dense rows of stalks rise above your head on both sides, blocking your line of sight and creating countless blind turns. The sun has begun to set, adding a little bit of more dark elements to these proceedings. The stalks, as they rise above your heads, block out the line of sight, creating the blind turds. I read that part. And hiding places in the branching maze. The sounds of screams seem to come from multiple directions at the same time now.
So now we're blocked above, overhead. Well, I don't think Omen's going to help in this set.
No, go ahead and pocket dimension omens.
Yeah. Well, I'm second guessing coming in here and not just burning the damn place down.
We still got time.
I can still Fig's like holding his green flame blade up. Like I could.
I have a feeling now that we're stuck in here. We're going to be part of.
We don't want to smoke ourselves out. You know what I'm saying? We start firing out.
Don't worry. I'll make sure that my 5-foot square is constantly put out and fired.
That's great.
So I'll be fine, guys.
Okay.
Good.
So you guys
You're
will
like
be pressed
me and the chicken.
with
Yeah.
with many
Although I'll hold
situations
it in the fire.
while you guys are in the maze. Okay. There will be opportunities to either attempt to help people, aid people, maybe prevent an ambush or otherwise. Be clever with your use of skills and how you want to use those. There are multiple solutions to all of these problems, but sometimes the most direct approach is the correct answer. There is no right or wrong, so just be aware. Use all of your resources at your disposal. And remember, your skills can help you.
2 paper birds.
You're like, send help.
Send help.
Just send it to
to
Edgar.
the other Edgar.
To the Guild of Edgars, please help us.
Guild.
I am going to have everyone roll initiative. You guys are not fighting yet.
Yet.
Ooh, what an initiative roll.
Whoops, that's not good. Roll a 2.
You always been rolling shitty lately. What'd you roll?
Not
gonna say.
shitty. not Rocky numbers, that's for
Yeah,
sure.
Rocky
Or
and
Smush.
Smush. Yeah. You're like, yes,
Should've
thank
taken the alert.
you.
Thank God, double
Another
digits.
50 bucks.
I'm actually going to steal one of these pieces of paper back. Sorry.
Good.
So I guess you're not getting all the papers back.
Yeah,
I mean,
Sorry.
But I'm going to reuse this one a lot.
he'll sign it for you.
Yeah, my autograph might be worth something someday.
and we're gonna sell that to the highest bidder on TikTok.
Sure.
Just a lot of dicks drawn all over.
The title of the paper is going to be My Soul, and I'm going to sign it. And then
Yep.
I don't know why anyone would want that. But anyway.
Ways I'm going to pork the
Fiora. I almost called you Fedora.
It's catching on.
Fiora. What'd you get?
16.
16 for Fiora.
Are you wearing the bowler cap?
I don't have it yet, unfortunately.
Otis, how'd you do?
23.
23. Golk?
15.
15.
12.
12. And Fig?
A 5.
Oh, 5.
Yeah.
All right, so I got, make sure I got these numbers right. We got Otis at 23.
Mm-hmm.
I've got Golk at 16.
Oh, 15.
15.
You're at 16.
I'm at 15.
Got it. Golk at 15. Crispin at 12. And Fig at 5.
Yep.
Okay. Now, you are able to push your way off of the paths. I will warn you that that comes with potential consequences. I will not tell you what those consequences are.
Last case scenario.
But it also is considered difficult terrain for the purposes of trying to run from things.
Got it.
When we're looking at the ground, is it like... What does the actual ground look like, the pathway? It's
So
not like-
the pathway itself, it looks as though there was probably corn planted in these areas at once. Like the whole field was probably filled with corn stalks. But all of that has been cut down to almost below the ground. It's been completely pulled out. And these particular pathways through are trampled down, but they're like corn stalks, like the husks of the corn
Right.
have been kind of like tossed about to, give it a cool kind of crunchy noise as you're walking through.
Okay.
So we're not sneaking.
Great.
You're welcome. Come on, it's a corn maze. Come on.
You could have guessed it was a slasher killer or something else in here, or worse.
Does anyone have like any paint?
Did you say paint?
No, I said
Start a
paint.
fire. That's about it. I really want to start a fire.
Someone take his tinderbox.
Can't take my spellcasting away.
Well, I do have a forgery kit. So I'm looking for a way to mark our trail. So my first thought was to cut down some corn husks and point them in a direction. But if they're already all over the ground, that's not really going to help us.
I have caltrops, but I only have 20 of them.
Yeah, we could use that.
That might
also
come
would
against
suck.
us too. Yeah,
To run
if we're
back
getting
onto
chased
them.
back. Ah, damn.
If we're getting chased, I could run over behind me. Yeah, that's about it.
Okay, so if I cut down a few corn stalks with my scimitar and I kind of like bend them and mold them into like a circle, would that
I got caltrops
stand
too.
out? Are the corn stalks that are still alive like a little bit more greener than the other ones, or are there any differentiations?
Do you have?
Okay, I'm going to
string
need you to
of
make
rope?
2 checks. I
Okay.
know this is going to sound weird.
Okay.
First, I need you to make a nature check to determine how much you know about corn.
corn.
Oh,
It's
that's
big,
not a good
lump
sign.
and knobs. It's got the
That
chips.
is not a good sign when the
No.
DM asked that question.
10.
You know what probably the average person knows about corn. You have never worked on a farm.
Get with better.
And you're not entirely sure what would be considered strange or unique or different about corn. Okay.
Cool.
I need you to make an Arcana check now.
That's what I was gonna do. Probably was gonna look
19. Man, no bonus too.
You may not know much about corn, but you do know magic. And something about this particular field, the stalks, the leaves, the stems, the every part of it feels heavier, yet vibrant, if that makes sense. It definitely has sort of a hint or an essence of magic.
Y'all ever see Maze Runner? I feel like the corn maze is gonna change a little bit behind us. It's just like I feel like it's magic corn.
Wish we had a Minotaur.
Yeah. I hear they're pretty cool. Someone described them as badass. It's just what I've heard.
Badass 5 times.
Yeah, badass.
That would have been the best T-shirt ever. Badass times 5.
Badass times 5.
We can still sell that.
We can
t-shirt.
still sell
sell
it.
that. Yeah.
He's
From
a
our legacy campaign.
He didn't die or anything. He is still living.
Yep. When we get our t-shirt lineup, that'll be one of the ones. The fucks and badass times 5.
Like it actually is like a times 5.
Nice.
Or you could even do it like badass and then like to the 5th power.
Yeah.
Even though it's not 5 times, you know what I mean. But it would still be funny.
I like it.
Well,
Well, so I don't think marking our path backward is gonna really be too much helpful.
I guess the only way to go is forward now.
All right, lead the way there, Fig.
I'll have Gulp do it.
Let's
That's smart.
But I'll follow behind him.
make who's I would say like who's kind of like trying to lead the way through here.
I would say we'd want Gulk up front.
Yeah.
Either Gulk or
Okay,
Yeah.
Gulk, since you're kind of leading the way, make a perception check. Just this is just to kind of assess
It's a good thing I'm not
the environment.
yeah, I was
Nice.
gonna say either Gulk
16.
or myself.
16. Okay, so the sun is I'm just going to kind of paint the scene a little bit. The sun is starting to set. So it's starting to get a little bit dark. The light through the maze and in the environment, I would say, is a dim light because of the height of the corn and the sun sort of setting. If you spend too much time in here, eventually it's going to get dark. You're going to need some sort of a light source or to have dark vision. You've got some time. You're not quite there yet. Some other things that are kind of working against you as the sun sets. This is like fall. The warm day has now brought on the cooler temperatures at night, and there is definitely a higher level of humidity out here in this farmland. You're now dealing with fog, very dense fog, kind of blanketing the ground a little bit, and a little bit at the top. So it's making it kind of like someone's running a fog machine through this whole thing. It's not blocking your vision. It's not obscuring it. It's just you're not able to see probably as far as you would like to. And Otis has noticed the strangeness about the corn stalks themselves. You don't believe that this is like fire immune or anything. You believe that with the crispiness of the stalks, you believe that if you attempt to set any kind of fire, it will burn. Gulk, I'm just letting you know. You go. This definitely will still burn.
I'm curious if you put a flame to it, how would the corn react? He said it was magic.
I mean, that's what I think.
So you said you thought.
That's what I think.
I would like to just a little flame, and I would like to just put it near the corn to see if there's any reaction from the corn after he says this is magic corn.
Okay. It starts to sizzle and smolder, and it catches. No reaction other than it starts burning.
I clap it out. Just
Okay, you put it out. It's not like the field comes to life and it's like.
well, I was just seeing if it was going. He said.
However, that is a good idea. No, I'm just kidding.
I was expecting, like he said, it's magic that it might have like pulled itself away.
It has no like physical reaction.
Okay.
It doesn't seem to be any more sentient than in any other plant.
Than any other normal corn. Which way can I go?
If you burn this field while we're in it, the colonel's going to pick your eyeballs
That's a good point.
out.
So you are able to. I'm gonna show a little bit more of your map here. So you're able to kind of. This is go. You're kind of leading the way. That's where you can see. You can go to the left, or I would say to the to like the. From your perspective, it would be south, or you can go east.
I'll go south. Based on the die roll.
So we're going in here now.
All right, so you want to head down in that direction.
Yeah.
Okay, this is cool. The trampling of your feet, even though you're not really trying to make a lot of noise, is crunching, like walking on a bunch of dead leaves as you're walking through this. The mists and fog are sort of floating around your feet, just barely above the ground, kind of giving it a nice little eerie feel to it. The air is damp and a little bit humid. You still hear the occasional scream off in the distance.
Well, at least they're still alive.
How about that?
For now.
I'm not hearing Edgar, though, giving us the howls.
That might be him. Maybe that's how he screams. He only has one tone.
Maybe that's how he screams.
Yeah.
I like it. Okay.
You got to get that checked out.
He built one weird corn maze.
So this little pathway here continues to move. You're able to kind of go, we'll say, this direction if you want to continue on your path.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
You begin to continue to crunch along the pathway. I need...
I'm in the background mumbling, "Light of the thunder, bless us. Watch us over."
I'm saying, dear Frog Jesus. That's how you do it, right? You say
Frog
dear,
thunder.
dear, or is it to whom it may concern, Frog Jesus?
To whom it may concern, that gets to him better. It's
Okay. Yeah, I don't want to assume there's just one.
There's 3 frog Jesuses.
A toad, a bullfrog, and a bullywog.
Yep.
Up there,
Are
six
you
of Trinity.
staying on the pathway, or are you trying to wander through the pathways?
I am just going to stay on the path. Occasionally taking a little hand axe. Just kind of giving a little swipe in the corner. Just
Make a percentile roll.
so we got that's a 12.
In fact, you know what? Everybody roll their percentile dice.
Oh, wow.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
How
let's
about
do that.
I gotta get him out.
This will be
Usually
way
put
more
those out.
fun.
Ooh. You feeling good about my number?
I got 304.
304.
Damn. That's quite the percentage.
I know everything. There is 3 Frog Jesuses.
There are.
I already knew that.
Or my D1000 here.
Okay. How'd you do?
93.
How'd you do, Otis?
79.
All right. How'd you do?
34.
Okay.
25.
Okay.
47.
47. As you, where are you at in relation to the rest of the party?
I'm at the rear. I guess they're going 2 by 2, and I'm at the back.
Okay.
At the rear. My golly.
Don't worry, you got your chicken next to you.
Yes, me and the Colonel are side by side.
Side
in the
by
back.
side in the back, yeah.
As you guys are
Colonel, we
wandering
could have
along-
stayed at Boulder's Gate, just kept on doing. But
The,
now we keep
as
following
you guys are wandering along the darkened corn maze path, the crunching beneath your feet, I need you now to make a perception roll. Just you, no one else.
Dun, dun, dun. I told you not to roll that one.
Jesus.
God, you suck.
Cheese and rice.
Yeah, they still have a minus 1.
You're the
perception.
worst.
Hey, don't take Frog Jesus' name in vain now.
Did you what? 14. I got a +6 on perception.
Mine would have been a 7. Do you want to use Benji as a thing
Okay.
for
Sure.
crispy
I'm
fries?
sorry, what'd you get, 17?
So you have something.
14.
14.
Benja.
Yeah,
You're
come back.
looking around, seeing if you can possibly notice if anything is approaching from the rear or from the sides. Trying to be as alert as possible, but with all this crunching around, you're not sure if it's your party's feet trampling through the maze, or if you hear the slightest bit of something maybe coming from the left side of you on the pathway. You pause for just a second to kind of assess the situation, kind of carefully listening. You look down at the Colonel to confer. Is that us or them? When a large set of hands reach out to try and grab you, something strange about it. There's a left hand and a right hand and another right hand,
Gulk's hand.
but none of the arms and hands seem to match. It's like something stitched together from many parts reaches out to try and grab you.
Elvin's hand
no.
puppet has made an appearance.
Jesus.
I need you to. What is your armor class?
18.
One of the hands reaches out and grabs you by the ankle as you're just. You see the two arms coming from the top part trying to grab around your neck and grab you. You dodge back as a third arm comes out from the rows of corn behind you, grabs onto your ankle, yanks you to the ground, and has you grappled and begins to start dragging you into the corn maze. I need you to make a contested strength check.
Are they like still around me? Can see me?
They hear you shout out. I'm assuming. Do you do anything?
Fuck!
You?
It's got me! Fucking pecking Colonel! Shit! I'm like kicking him. Ah! Should have stayed home!
Sounds like someone's
What
got
do I
squirts.
need?
It's going to be a contested strength check.
Oh my god.
Worst
one.
How'd you do?
Oh, that's not a 12.
This thing begins to drag you off of the path as you go into the thing. You're fighting, kicking, and screaming. You all notice that something strange is going on as you all turn around in initiative order, not counting him because he's now being grabbed by this thing. That would lead us with Otis. You are first. You hear your friend screaming, and you turn and see him on the ground. Something is dragging him. You're not sure what it is or even what's going on, but he's being dragged into the corn. What
Oh,
do
they
you do?
don't see the hand. They just see
No,
me
they
get dragged.
see you going into the corn. They're not
Burn
sure
this
what's going on.
fucking place to the ground!
We gotta wait till Fig's turn.
Kill it with fire, the whole thing.
You better figure something out quick before Fig's turn.
Okay, so
Because I know what he's doing.
I'm gonna grab the side of my belt and pull out, kind of like Indiana Jones does, my grappling hook, and I'm gonna chuck my grappling hook at Crispin.
Fuck.
I was like, it's like this is such a Skriz thing. So
I know you wanted to say Scribner. I know you wanted to
This is
say
so
it.
bad. So I chuck that at Crispin, and then I'm hopefully gonna try and like hand off the other end to Gulk. Because I feel like I'm pretty close to him.
I would say the grappling hook would be an action. I would say you could bonus action toss the second part off to Gulk just in a hurry, kind of tossing it at him.
Yep, just kind of. So I'm gonna try and lasso Crispin.
All right, I'll say this is a ranged attack.
Okay.
What is do you have a ranged attack like just a generic one? So it would be a D20 plus your dexterity modifier. I would say you could add your proficiency bonus on it.
Okay. So Dex is 4 and proficiency I think it's 2 right now. Proficiency 2, so plus 6. I was like, I rolled a 21. No, 18.
Okay. So an 18, as you launch this out, you don't actually like hit him with it. You kind of throw it above his head in his general area, being careful not to like hook him in the face or the neck or anything like that.
Other way.
It sort of lands on the other side. The rope sort of goes across his neck, but the hook is on the other side. You're able to kind of reach out and grab this if you want to. You see the grappling hook kind of come out if you want to grab onto it when we get back to your turn.
Okay.
Grab a beer from
He throws the rope back to you. Do you have any movement you want to do with this? For the sake of argument, you are able to actually get to him if you would want to.
I don't know how well. I'm probably not gonna. I'm gonna stay where I'm at.
All right, got it. So you're kind of like just planting your feet to maybe brace to start pulling him back in once he grabs onto it. You kind of shout out, "Here it comes! Just grab onto it!"
Remember when we went fishing?
Fiora, you're up. Yeah, as this is going on, you're kind of wandering. You turn around and you see him just plops to the ground as you kind of turn, and he's it's something is dragging him backwards. You see Otis kind of fling his grappling hook over in the direction. Is there anything that you want to do to try to either assess the situation or assist?
You didn't give yourself bless, right?
No, I gave it to you guys.
I'm gonna guidance.
What a team player!
I'm gonna guidance. I just got rid of Thorn Whip, or I just grab you and yank.
True.
I just got rid of
I have
it.
lightning lure.
Like I said, you can
It
use
would
any
hurt.
of your skills to either assess the situation or assist. What do you
Yeah.
want to do?
I'm gonna guidance Crispin so that he'll hopefully be able to pull himself out.
All right, so you are using an action to cast guidance. Okay. Is that touch?
I didn't think it was.
I think it is.
Oh, it is. Can I get close enough to touch?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
You haven't moved at all, so.
So I will go over guidance him because I'm not strong. I'm not going to be able to pull Crispin out.
That's
of
all right. Just touch me. Don't help me or anything.
She comes up, I've got this!
You got this, Crispin, and then as a bonus action, they changed Prue's flame. It's a bonus action now, and I'm gonna light up my hand, so add a little bit of light, and I can later on throw it as a magic action if I want to.
Do you have dark vision?
True.
Yeah, but
I'm
like,
just asking if you do, because that's going to be how
I'm-
it's going to determine more of how I describe what happens next.
I'm pretty sure I do. I'm like
I think you do too.
99% sure, but
Because
Here, ask
you're using the produce flame effect to light up, and for the people who don't have it, to kind of see what's better
Yeah.
going on.
Because you said
Yeah.
it was dim light anyways, though. So
It
we
was
Can only,
dim.
we can only partially see somewhat. Well,
I mean, you're a.
Awesomer.
I
Yes,
think
I have
Awesomer.
dark vision up to 60 feet.
Okay.
Get a mini
So
for
as you
Rufus.
kind of are leaning down, you kind of put your arm
Rufus could've done
out
something.
onto Crispin's other arm that's kind of above his head as he's kind of like reaching out for this grappling hook. That was weird.
fuck.
It just all flickered and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, you
It seems
guys
like
got me
it's
all worried. I was like,
working right.
You reach out your other arm to kind of like grab onto him, and you begin casting the guidance spell into him. You see her hands sort of light up with this lunar energy. You see this, like little twinkling sort of like constellation kind of form on her arm as she's channeling the spell on. You suddenly feel reinforced and reaffirmed by this. Your friend is now here to help you. You see her other hand as she reaches out and produces a ball of flame, a little small ball of fire in her hand. And as you get ready to poof the spell, you look off into the distance to see if maybe you can assess what's going on. Your dark vision looks out and sees a shape of some sorts. It looks, I would say, like a mass more than anything, maybe kind of huddled down. And you see the very faint outline of something that looks very large and sort of bulky. You see that it has one arm, 2 arms, a third arm coming out of its side. And that's the arm that has a grip on him, as the other 2 arms are sort of holding back the corn just a little bit to see what, and you can see this sort of like just these ghoulish white eyes kind of looking through with this sort of like little just bit of a grin, almost like it's perpetuated. As you light up the flame, you get to see a little bit more of the details of this creature, as you see that it's sort of this pasted, decaying looking, almost rotted flesh, and you see that it's not actually grinning. It has no lips. It's just its teeth, as its lips are all gone. It's not a grin, it's just the way that its face was. It's got stitching holding parts of its scalp, and it has ears that definitely are not its own ears. It's got like an elf ear, very pronounced and defined on one side, stitched on the side of it. It has 2 eyes that don't belong to it. One looks like it may have belonged to someone that had blue eyes at one point, but it has that sort of like white sheen over it, where it's dead and no longer alive. You see that it has multiple arms stitched on it, including a 4th arm you couldn't see that seems to come off the back of its neck.
So I see this and I go, it's got 4 fucking arms.
I'm like, language, young lady.
That's the last bit of it you see, as it kind of like pulls its other 2 arms, and the corn maze goes back, and then it kind of fades in, and just the one arm is, you just see the little eyes and the corn. And you can't see any more details than that.
And then I'm going to back up about 5 feet, because there ain't no way I'm pulling Crispin out. So I don't want to get in the way. And,
You get that look from that meme.
I'll tell your church you said goodbye.
And then I guess I'll be done with my turn. There's
All
nothing
right.
else I can do.
That's going to bring us to Gulk. And in the span of just a few seconds, you see Fiora go over and reach out to Gulk. She shouts at you, this thing's got 4 fucking arms. He throws a grappling hook. Your friend is down on the ground, and you're like, what do you do?
So, almost like an ultra instinct, when he throws the rope, I'll grab it, yank it over my shoulder as the action, and just fucking yank as hard as I can, like full blown.
It's like we're alligator fishing right now.
I'm going to be reaching for it. It's going to hook underneath my arm.
And Crispin lost
So,
an arm.
You lost a
alright.
hand, you lost an
I
arm.
would use adrenaline rush as well.
Oh my god.
He's going to rip your damn head off.
Oh my god! It's across my throat too.
You're blessed too.
Don't
so
worry.
You got a D4 on
Oh shit!
Right now, you're strong ass. Look.
And I will say we're getting the fuck out of here.
Don't worry, you have guidance.
Got guidance.
Anything else I can do?
You're gonna need it.
I thought that was a nat 20. I was like, damn, he's gonna rip me in half.
What do you think my strength is?
Don't matter.
There's got to be at least a +2 or 3.
It is. 19, 22?
22. I would say with a roll that high, while yes, it is sheer power, and you're struggling against whatever's pulling this thing, it did not roll as high as you. The hook does not wrap into plug into your neck, but it does sort of catch up underneath your armor. You can kind of feel it's trying to pierce into your side, but it just barely misses doing that. It definitely scrapes against you. You are going to take 1d4 points of,
Yeah, I'll take
we'll call it piercing damage.
Yeah, I'll take that all day.
You're gonna take 2 points of piercing damage, which isn't bad, as it kind of just barely it barely clips into you, and he's now like yanked this, and he starts pulling you out. As you're being pulled out, you can this thing that has a hold of you sort of like falls forward a little bit, and all you see is just like this massive, muscly, dead arm stitched together. It's like a hand that doesn't belong to it.
Like the whole thing, or just the arm comes?
Just the arm. You ripped the whole arm off of whatever this thing was, and it's still wrapped around your leg. It's still kind of squirming a little bit, kind of grabbing on, but as you see it, you ripped all the stitching that was holding onto this thing off. As you look, you're expecting the creature to come out with you, and all you see is like the stitching that was holding it on there, and you're like, oh my god!
Fuck! I'm like shaking my leg. Keep pulling!
So I'll go full 60 feet forward.
He's just dragging you. He's
They're on
dragging
both
you
sides,
on.
and I'm like, ah! I don't even have hold of the rope. It's like hooked up. And I'm like, ah! Like the armor's up against it. I'm like, ah! Stop, cock!
If we have any animators in our audience, if anyone wants to like draw this scene out,
That'd be great.
that would be awesome. This might be the the best scene ever in the history of any of our campaigns.
You'll get
Like,
a free
and
fucks
the
t-shirt.
colonel's like right behind him, like chasing behind Crispin as he's getting dragged 60 yards.
Road
The
rash,
colonel kinda like-
I got rash.
The colonel sort of flaps open his wings and he immediately goes into like Death Hawk mode. He flies down. He like jumps up in the air, flies down, and he just starts viciously pecking at this arm that's on your leg.
And Otis is just. Ooh.
All right. So you go your full movement. You head up into like what's a partial sort of clearing, and you guys are now assessing the situation. You don't see this thing; it's no longer pursuing you, and all you have is the evidence of this like dead, decaying, stitched arm. It's now not really moving as much. It was almost sort of like an instinct or an impulse, as the last bits of whatever life was in it fade out and it flops to the ground.
I get up and I'm like pulling my armor back down, like rubbing, get all the damn cornfield shit out of the corn stalk. Like I think part of my beard got ripped a little bit. There's like a patch missing from burn, little snot in the mustache. I'm like, I wasn't crying. You were crying.
Crispy, you got some cornflakes in here.
Some cornflakes.
I'm going up front.
Fig looks at Crispy's like, fire?
We're this fucking close.
Burn this mother down.
Like all my hair that usually is like nice little part trying to clean, it's like all frayed and like yeah, the patch missing, snot in the mustache, like scrape right up here. I'm like, God, that's sore. Like the armor rubs against it. I'm like,
Hey, if you need to borrow my bearded bowler to fix that patch, you sure can.
give me a sip of cough syrup.
You see, oh shit! There we go. Bottles.
I will just take a little sip.
Pour one for me too.
God.
Anyone else need a little nip? Fedora, little nip.
I'd like to keep my faculties about me, but thanks.
Well, this kind of helps. It enhances your faculties.
I'm good.
It takes like the nerve, the anxiety out of it.
Yeah,
know?
you're real unanxious when you're unconscious on the
Okay.
floor.
And I'm gonna turn around with my mace and be like, smash all the fingers. Then I'm
If
like,
you did not have heroic inspiration, sir, you now have heroic inspiration.
Stupid motherfucking shit ass.
everybody's like
You
looking
guys have
around.
never heard him say these words? Ever? You've heard him say some pretty strong words, but never these words.
At the end of his little rant,
I'm gonna turn around and be like, just try to compose myself, like, take the mustache, curl both in.
Otis is gonna go an amen. That was a prayer, right?
That was. I learned that in Baldur's Gate. There was a certain alley there. You learned you're different.
That's my kind of church. We gotta get there.
I will take you there. If we survive this fucking hell.
We could have just stayed home. We could have just stayed
Could have
home.
burned the damn place down. I'd have prayed for them 4 people we'd have killed. I mean, I'd have felt bad. But now, I don't think I would have felt bad. Gulk, thank you. Thank you, Otis, for gigging me.
Hey, you're welcome. All that fishing, I'll tell you, pays off. I learned that down the swamp. That's when we used to catch them gators.
Roll Tide.
And then you catch them to get in that little death row, and you gotta shoot them.
Don't shoot me. Don't shoot him.
Don't shoot them.
Don't shoot me.
Okay.
Okay. As you kind of come into this little clearing, you're assessing the situation. You're getting your breath. You're checking to make sure all your pieces are attached and you're not seriously injured.
I take my place back at the back, but now I have my mace out, and I'm like, every time I hear something, I'm like, fucking shield in the mace.
I love it. It's so good.
Thanks for watching
I
out,
would
Colonel.
like someone
Came
in
from
the
your
party.
side.
I think I picked on Crispin enough. Someone else in the party to roll a D8.
Sure. 7.
Okay.
I was just making sure I don't have to make a move. I was gonna grab some drink. If I can go left, like towards the center, maybe go that way, and
Okay.
just keep walking down.
Got it.
Anybody need anything?
As you guys are kind of like in this little clearing a little bit, assessing what's going on, Gulk's kind of looking around, determining which path he wants to continue to take down.
Good.
And he sees basically just the one main path ahead still. You guys see what looks to be a villager that's laying on the ground, sort of like cowering a little bit, and you see this sort of large hulking shape kind of lumbering and moving towards it. This villager in this opening along the pathway here, he just looks like he's cowering in fear. The shape of this thing looks as though it's a large humanoid looking shape, but again, it's sort of stitched together with pieces that don't belong to it. And when you kind of because all you see is sort of the back of its head as it's sort of lumbering towards this cowering villager, you see his neck sort of looks a little bit off, like he's got a bunch of long hair and it doesn't look right. As you scale up to the top of his head, you see it has like these sort of like pointy ears, and it kind of turns as it hears you guys approaching from all of this and watching you whack this hand that was basically grabbing onto you and assessing yourself, and you see it has not the face of a man, the head of a wolf. It's been like stitched to its neck. Bits of like matted fur along the sides and sort of clotted blood as the face looks as though it's in this forever gnarled pose, almost like a twisted taxidermy. What do you do?
Kill that thing.
I'm like, part the sea! And then I'm just going to like rush between them and I'm just going to shoot Sacred Flame right at him.
Excellent. I love it.
Like after the last one, I was like, piss on this! So yeah.
All right, let's see.
So you just see me push my way through them, and I look at it like mad, and I kind of like point with my mace, and just see this flame just shoot down from the sky on top of him,
This thing looks
on top of
kind
his wolf
like,
head.
The mini that they gave me kind of looks a bit like a werewolf, but it's not. So here's this thing. It's sort of lumbering over here in the corner as you guys kind of come into this corner, and there's a villager kind of just here, sort of cowered down, and all you see is like the back of it, and then it kind of turns his head, and you see it kind of staring back at you with these like dead eyes. So Sacred Flame is a dex save, correct?
That is correct.
I don't think these things have advantage or anything on that, so let's just roll. Oh, that's pretty good. I got a 16.
Yep, saved.
As you launch this spell in a panic, maybe your aim is a little bit off in a panic, or maybe it's just this.
Hits the villager.
It's this just anger that swells up in you. Maybe it's potential fear now that you're not sure what these are. This doesn't look like the thing that attacked you, but this definitely looks like it's the same handiwork. You launch it, and as you do, it sort of like sidesteps and it just continues on down the path and strikes off into the distance, sort of puttering out.
It didn't do anything to the villager.
Nope. Now you guys have already rolled your initiatives. Now I'm going to roll for this thing, and we're going to go into it. He got a 16, which is going to be lower than probably your dex. What's your dex?
I think it's a 14. Hold on.
I have a +2 on mine.
I have a 14 plus 2.
All right, so I'm going to let you go before it. So it's going to be Otis, Fiora, and then me.
All right. So I'm gonna take out my pepper box. I'm gonna point it right at the wolf's face, and I'm gonna shoot it.
All right, go ahead.
16.
16 is going to hit.
Nice. So it's 1d10.
You're so strong.
That was cocked. Oh, that's 10. Plus 4, so that's 14. And we got this whole Vex thing going on now. What the hell does Vex do? If you hit a creature with this weapon, you have advantage on your next attack roll against the creature. Would I be able to use the Vex thing for Rufus's attack? Or would it just be my
it's for
next
your
attack?
attack.
Okay,
Your
cool.
attack only.
Cool.
How long have we been in here?
5 minutes.
So Bless has probably ran its course. It's only 1 minute.
Oh, it's only one.
Yeah,
minute?
I'd say 5 minutes tops.
Yeah. So
All right.
Bless is gone.
So I'll shoot it.
I'm out of
14 damage.
concentration.
14.
Yep.
You got it.
And then I'm gonna shot put Rufus, and he's gonna go soaring through the air and go. And he's gonna try and like latch onto this thing's face, and then give it a little stank. Don't do it. So he's going to bite. Oh, he's gonna miss. With a 7.
I just imagine you send him 60 feet past this thing. Like, it's not even close.
Shot put him way too far.
No, I think that still hits a gelatinous cube, at least. But unfortunately, it's not a gelatinous cube.
And that ends my turn. I'm gonna stay put where I am.
Okay. So you take your shot. You get one good shot in. You take Rufus off of your neck. You kind of launch him out. Little wings out, not quite flying, sort of almost hang gliding all the way over, and he lands up on its like neck area and is trying to like gnaw at it, bite at it, scratch at it, spit at him, whatever he can do. And what did he get on his attack roll?
7.
So no. He sort of overshoots a little bit, lands on the ground safely, on the other side.
Cool.
Is that it from you, Otis?
That does it.
All right, that's going to bring us to Fiora.
Alright, I am going to guiding bolt this thing.
Okay.
Oh, shoot.
That's probably not good then, huh?
No, probably
When
not.
you guys make a roll and you're like, ah, man.
This is 26.
14.
That's not terrible.
14 hits?
Oh, 14 hits? Cool.
You guys are only level 4.
Yeah.
Come on now.
I am pleasantly...
AC 21 creature.
Okay.
This weird stitched wolf thing has plate armor
Yeah.
and a
Sounds
shield
about right.
of missile reflection,
Yep.
which I just made up.
Wolfman's got nards. My name's not Fat Kid. It's Horace.
It's Horace.
14 points of radiant damage.
Ooh, very nice. Let me see if this
And-
has any
That's attack's advantage, right?
Yes.
no vulnerabilities.
The
Okay.
next attack has advantage. Against it.
I'm sorry, you said 14?
Yes.
You got it. So as you hit this thing with your guiding bolt, this aura of it's like an outline of stars highlights as they glow and twinkle, illuminating light around it, making it much easier to see. And as you see this thing, it definitely looks as though it were pieces of human stitched with pieces of wolf.
Yeah, that looks...
It is not like a werewolf that someone brought back. It is like a person that they stitched wolf parts to.
Yeah. And unfortunately, that is all I can do.
Just got that dog.
Okay. As this thing gets blasted square on in the chest, and the light illuminates around it, highlighting it, this thing snarls back at you almost in like an instinctual way instead of a natural bestial way. The remnants of whatever animalistic monstrosity this was in the wild kicks in. It's just basic primal instincts on a very primal brain level. And it begins to howl and bay at the moon. And you hear a little bit of stirring in the corn.
Oh.
That was a bonus action, by the way. It now seems less interested in the villager and more interested in your friends.
I might have pissed it off, guys.
It begins to lumber forward, moving right up past Gulk, trying to get to Fiora.
Ooh, soon as he goes past.
Yeah, it would get to here.
Did he go past me?
He
If I-
would get past.
Opportunity of attack.
You want to use your reaction?
Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
So as he's like running by, I'll say, "You can't kill things like this with magic." And I'll just give him a right hook as soon as he's running straight by.
You
You
have
get
advantage
advantage.
because of guiding bolt.
That's just for the next attack, right?
Yeah.
Just for only for the next one.
I need to
Very
get
fine.
6 damage.
Nice.
Did you make an attack roll?
Yeah. Well, it was a 19.
Yeah, you hit.
Yeah, that's why.
Okay,
Yes,
so
6 damage.
as this thing's going by,
Like a roll
your
7.
your barroom brawler instincts sort of kick in, and you're like, "Oh, this guy." Yeah, you punch him square in the face, you kind of like before he walks by, you kind of like tighten up the. You close up the fist on your metal gauntlet.
Yeah.
No, that's not. I don't have it.
Oh, you took the gauntlet off.
The gauntlet's with what's her name?
She's
Oh, that's
still
right.
making
She's working on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, your instinct is because you're
It's just
naturally
bare knuckle.
left-handed. You're trying to like smack him with this little stub, and you go no, and you reach over and you punch him with your right hand. When you do, you clock him square in the side of his dog head, and it knocks all the glitter dust off of him, and it kind of twinkles to the ground as you connect into him. 6 points of damage is pretty good.
So where is he at? Right next to me now?
Yeah, he's gonna move past you though.
He's just.
So do I get an attack of opportunity?
No,
No,
he's
no,
not gonna
he's
go
gonna
past him. So
He's gonna
Oh.
be between the two of us.
Okay, gotcha.
He's got that.
how much does he have enough movement to reach 30? I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah, he can get there, which is right next to all of us, but also Fiora.
Hey there, ugly.
About to turn you into a Costco hot dog.
Costco boys.
Okay.
Costco guys. Of course we like Costco hot dog.
I hope you got your Costco card. You're about to get dick in bulk.
Jesus.
Okay. Yeah, that thing there right there, that'll be fine. That's a fine mini.
I was quoting a movie.
Okay. He is up to you now. He is going to make a. I don't think he's got. Oh, he does have multi attack. Great.
Yay.
I wish I was level 5.
As you see his large. Well, he's medium sized, but he looks bigger than that. He looks more imposing with these various parts stitched on him. You see, he only has 2 hands, and arms. They look like were at one point the same person's. But there've been modifications to the hand area. There's like stitching along the fingers and stuff. As it looks like the fingers themselves were sort of split open. Something was probably attached in, maybe skeletal. And it's about that time that you hear the sound of these blades extract from its fingers, almost like Freddy Krueger style. And you see these several large blades come out on both sets of its hands, and it reaches out and swipes at you with both claws.
Oh shit!
That is probably not going to get there. It sounded cool though. My monsters always sound cool, and then they roll 4s.
Yeah, I catch that on my shield.
That's an 8.
Catch it on my shield.
So the first swipe goes at as it kind of takes you by surprise. You see a little bit of glint in the moonlight as this blade comes at you, and you're able to kind of put your shield up and move back just in time. The second attack is a 14.
Miss.
Okay. The same thing with the second hand as it kind of brings it in. You sort of like jam your shield forward, and you see that you feel the blade sort of tink into your wooden shield, and one of them kind of comes through and almost pierces into your arm, but it comes like right above it as it rips out its claw on the other end, and it seems sort of confused as to why you're not bleeding. That is going to be his turn. Okay. From the side where who's in the back there?
Who, where? Here?
Yeah, who is that?
This-
Is that Crispin?
This is for Crispin's right here.
Fiora. Okay. The solid wall, like.
Right here?
Yep. Okay. From the solid wall, you heard like the shuffling coming as he let out this bay and howl, and you see what looks like one small hand, like maybe a human hand, kind of come out of the corn. Then you see another hand connected to it, and then another hand connected to it, and then another hand connected to it, sort of like forming this long chain of hands as this larger, medium humanoid type shape, in the shape of a person, but it's made up of all these scrabbling-looking clawed pieces of hands, all stitched together in the shape of a humanoid.
Oh boy.
Handman centipede.
Somebody came to Elvin's Foot Locker.
No, we're gonna get to the center of the maze. It's gonna be Elvin. Just Elvin.
Yeah.
Oh, he'll be like, hey guys, what's up?
Hey, this is my extra dimensional
He'll be like,
meat
hey,
locker.
how you doing?
I store it in
How
a
you
different
doing?
dimension.
So the strangest thing, I found this. I found this device. Skriz had it laying around. Next thing I know, I'm out here, and I was like, "Oh, hey, look, fresh supplies."
Fresh supplies.
All right. So this little scrabbly hand thing comes out, and it is a humanoid shape with stitched hands all together, sort of scrabbling and grabbing and grasping.
Oh boy.
As you kind of like get a slightly better look at this thing, not all of them are like sewn to it. Some of them are. It's just like this long chain, like of kind of wrapped around in a ball. It's like imagine a rubber band, but it's all hands. So this thing is several of them sort of like lash out almost like a whip of just like these scrabbling claw hands at you, and they begin to try to attack you at multiple angles.
Me?
Yes.
It's on the wrong side to attack
There.
him.
So the one is gonna because it has sort of like a pack tactic sort of it's a crit.
Is it going for Crispin?
Yes.
So it'd move in between here?
Yes.
Okay, got it.
They're clapping cheeks.
Yeah, the way it sort of like slithered out from the corn, it's sort of like formed out in like a snake-like structure, and then sort of like you see all the hands sort of like stacking up on top of each other, like demonic-looking Legos, and it forms this shape right in front of you.
As it's doing it, I'm like, am
What
I
I
the only
do?
one they can fucking see?
So yeah, it's a crit.
Well, you're glowing.
Jesus.
The hands.
I mean,
really
that
like these,
hits.
right?
I mean,
And again, you see like one of these little scrabbling hands as it reaches out. This modification has been made, and these small, sharp like blades sort of come out of its fingertips as it reaches at you and is going to hit you for. It's going to be 5 points of slashing damage. There's going to be a second attack.
sweet.
I crit again.
Better hope you're bulletproof because it's about to hurt.
The second attack is going to do 8 points of slashing damage.
Light work.
I'm wishing I brought cure wounds today.
That is going to be its turn. That is going to bring us to Gulk.
Okay, Gulk. Alright. So, Gulk, after hitting a vicious right hook,
It was a pretty monstrous.
he
right
just
hook.
goes. And he'll take out one of his hand axes. At first, he does it with his left hand. Realizes he doesn't have a hand there. And he's like, oh, and, unsheath it like a samurai and just throw it at the Wolfman.
Wolf guy.
Okay.
Hopefully
So
not-
the wolf.
Hopefully not hitting my friend.
Don't roll now.
Don't roll one.
Yeah.
That,
Heroic inspiration.
was that a 1?
That was 3.
Oh, so-
Better. 22.
Nice.
22 hits.
8.
8 points of damage. You got it.
And I will bonus action, stop being a shit stain, and rage.
Yeah. So you work yourself into a frenzy. You are now in a rage.
It's more of a happy rage,
Sure.
not so pumpkin carving raging. Happy rage, like, yes, I finally hit with a hand axe.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm just aiming for, like, the elf.
He's
ear.
like, look, Gulk's a ranger too.
Yeah. Yeah. So, that's all for me.
Don't you get 2 attacks?
Why would I get 2? I'm not 5.
You're not 5 yet. Man, I love it when you guys are not level 5. It's the best.
Pass turn.
All right. So Gulk pulls out one of his small hand axes and he tosses it, chucks it into the backside of this wolf as it chunks in. It makes sort of like a sickening, almost like thud. As the blade didn't go in the way that he thought it was going to, it sort of went in at a point instead of where the blade catches. It actually went in like you were throwing a dagger instead. So the top part of the axe popped into this thing, not the actual sharp blade part. But you threw it hard enough that it stuck. Okay, that's going to bring us to Crispin. You got this hand monstrosity of like scrabbly claws in front of you, skittering around like a fucked up bunch of scarab beetles or something.
all right, so I'm going to look at Chris, or the Colonel, I'm like, you know what to do. And just, you see the Colonel jump up and like just disappears. You just see dust go poof, and it like comes to form above him, and you see a spiritual weapon come around, and it comes into a big sickle.
Nice.
And he, so that'll be 2nd level spell.
Courtesy of the god of harvest.
Some real children of the corn shit.
And then you see, and it gets above the the pile of hands, and you just see the sickle come flying down into the back
Nice.
of the pile of hands.
All right, I like it. Go ahead and make your bonus attack action.
Right here. Hell yeah.
Pissed.
Nat
One thing of note: spiritual weapon now requires concentration. Before it
Yes.
did not.
Oh.
So that's 1d8.
But it's still a really good spell.
It is still really
So we're just doubling the.
You can roll double dice. That's fine.
Oh, I didn't know which way you were doing it.
You just roll double dice. It's fine. Or you can roll once and then just double it.
8 damage.
8 damage. You got it. From a bonus action, that's pretty good.
So, and then for my regular action, when I see the colonel go up, turn into this big sickle and stab him right in the back, I'm going to be like Will Ferrell from Saturday Night Live. And I've got my mace and my shield. And I'm like, we need more cowbell. Boom. And I cast Toll the Dead as a
Nice.
as my cantrip.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
So, wisdom saving throw for me.
Yes.
I do not have advantage on this. I got a... Man, that dice is rolling either really well or really terrible. That time it was really terrible. So I'm sure it's a fail. I got a 2 plus 1. So 3.
And since it already took damage, it is now a 1d12 instead of a 1d8.
Woohoo! Happy learned how to put.
That'd be 7 damage.
7 points of damage. You got it.
Considering it was a 1d8 before, at least.
And anything else from you, Crispin?
Yeah, I'm gonna stick my tongue out at it.
So Fiora, as you're kind of looking over here, dealing with the situation, you saw these scrabbly hands sort of come out. You look at them swiping at Crispin, and then you see in reaction he looks down at the colonel, says his little thing. You're not exactly sure what's going to happen. You know it's probably going to be cool. But then you look in like the chest area of this abomination-looking thing, and you see this just ethereal sort of scythe blade come out right through the back side of it, right out, glowing out the front of it, as this spiritual weapon in the shape of a scythe comes out, knocking a few of the scrabbling hands off into the distance. And you're kind of like, ooh.
Yeah, I haven't known very many clerics, but he's definitely the scariest one I know.
But that wasn't all. As he looks over and
Fuck
you see his
my beard
eyes,
up.
they turn from their normal shade into whited out as like holy light starts pouring out of them, and he gongs his mace into a shield, and you hear this sort of chime that kind of fills up almost like someone ringing a church bell, just boom, and it washes out, and you see this these waves of energy float and ram into this thing, and you start seeing parts of the stitching come undone, and some of the wounds it's received start to envelop and become bigger. That's going to bring us to Fig. Fig gets to do some stuff now.
Yay! My
Go Fig.
5.
With his solid 5. He's like,
fire.
He hits the flintstone.
he's been
Just see
this
his
whole
eyes,
time just doing
his
this.
eyes sparkle. It's like it's
Oh,
just the irises that have the little flames
ready.
and like.
He's got his rapier out, and he's gonna cast green flame blade and attack. He's gonna attack the wolf creature thing. I'm gonna use my hero inspiration because that's a 2. That is way better. What's the modifier again? Oh, cool. A dirty 20
Okay,
to hit.
that's going to hit.
And then I got too excited. Nah, it's alright. I'll cast it afterwards. So almost max damage.
And
Wow.
then Rufus is gonna give it the Hawk Tua and give you an extra D6.
I was supposed to cast Hex beforehand, but I forgot. I was too excited with the fire. We'll say that Fig got too excited. He finally got to hit something. Nice. That's pretty good then. 20. So it's total. Is it resistant to poison or fire damage?
No.
Okay, so then it's a total of 23 damage.
The fire damage on Green Flame Blade. How much is the damage on the Green Flame Blade?
So I have a little bit of fire damage that comes just from my subclass that adds on to my weapon.
Mm-hmm.
So the Green Flame Blade leaps over to the second target. So right now at level 4, it doesn't deal any damage to the main target.
That's what I thought.
So
But you're dealing some damage just from your class.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. So it's like a weird green at first, but it has this like deep red to it when it hits. That is different from the actual spell. So the 23 goes onto the werewolf. I think it's just proficiency bonus.
Okay.
Spellcasting modifier. It is spellcasting modifier, so it's another 3 damage on the hand for fire.
So I was just curious where the fire damage went. So how much total was it? 20?
So 23 on the wolf creature, and then 3 fire on the hand.
So you're striking the wolf, and you're doing the splash on the hands.
Yeah, the green
Got it.
flame splashes over.
So okay, again, it's 23 on the wolf.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
That's.
Yeah, I rolled really well.
And
some max
the hand is how much? 5? 3. Okay.
Yep.
Sorry, just make sure I get it right.
You're good.
Okay. That was with sneak attack and. Okay.
Yep, with my rapier.
Why am I telling you how to play? You know how to play. Why am I helping you? You're really good at killing stuff. So.
Yeah. So he does that. Was the action? He's like, oh shoot, I was supposed to do. He need to cast hex on the. We'll just say on the werewolf.
Okay. Hex on the werewolf. You got it.
That's
I'll
my
make like a
bonus
little
action.
note here.
So, and then I'll choose. We'll go ahead and give him disadvantage on any strength ability checks. So it's not saving throws; it's just ability checks.
Okay.
So it's disadvantage on strength.
All right. On the wolf.
Mm-hmm.
You got it.
Yes.
So you see Fig. He quickly unsheathes his rapier, and as he does, you see it ignite with this like eerie green flames all around it. It sort of makes the dim light around him sort of a little brighter, still green, as he now has this like green essence around in the area that he's standing in. And as he lashes out, he sort of takes this almost like a fencer's pose. He's used this weapon before. This is not the first time he's used this blade. And as he takes his stance, he strikes out. And as you see the weapon right before it pierces into the wolf creature, you see the blade illuminate with this red faint line of heat. And you see his eyes light up yellow as like little bits of fire come out the sides of his eyes. And you see just the littlest bit of grin that you guys have never really noticed before as he strikes into this. The flames on the inside of the blade, they sort of erupt out as it strikes into it. Almost like when you like a small firecracker kind of like poof in like a trash can or something as it launches into this thing. The green flames wrap around this thing and pour off and wash down the other side and lash out at the little tiny hands. You also have never seen his eyes light up this sort of fiery color before.
Crispin's like right next to him, like.
It's like, oh, I should have made it bounce to the cornfield.
Anything else from?
that is it.
Anything else from you? As he pulls the blade out, you still see the outline, almost like his. It's almost like a piece of metal that has been heated extreme, so it's like kind of like glowing, but you still see the little bits of the original blade inside of it. Quite a lightsaber, but like a heated sword now, as he's kind of holding onto it and pulling out, ready back in his defensive stance. Anything else from you, Fig?
All good.
All right, that will bring us back to the top of the round and Otis.
Alrighty. So I'm going to switch guns since we're closer to the blunderbuss. And I'm going to shoot the Wolfman.
Wolfman!
And I'm going to use advantage from the Vex from the last thing. And that is a 22.
Definitely hits.
Nice. Blunderbuss is 12 damage from me.
12 damage to the Wolfman.
And then Rufus is going to waddle up behind him and go for that ankle. He's going to ankle bite him.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Damn it, he rolled a 1. It's not Rufus's day. So he's walking up there, steps in a cow pie, and he's like, oh, shit. This is how that
You
feels.
left their cow in the middle of the.
Yeah, and then I guess that'll end my turn.
All right. So no shot, right? What about Rufus? Rufus didn't hit either.
Rufus hit a 1. I hit, and I did 12
I'm sorry, I
damage.
did. I got your damage. It was
12.
12. Yes, I got that.
Yep, and then that's it.
Oops, I actually only put 11. My bad. You get 1 more damage. As I'm doing my math. There we go.
Maths.
Math is hard.
Yeah, it is.
Math is dumb. Who wants to play this game? It's all numbers, math. Thought we were gonna be doing some like satanic stuff, you know? Like this is all math. I'm out here. This is some nerd stuff. Anyway, it's gonna bring us to Fiora.
All right. I'm gonna raise up my shield a little bit, and then I'm gonna back away, possibly to an attack of opportunity.
That would be 2.
Oh,
One
there's
from
2.
each.
Yeah,
Ooh,
there
fuck.
sure are.
You sure you want to take that risk?
I do shit for damage up close. Is the problem?
Do you not have Shalewa?
I have True Strike. Now.
Although we're not level 5, so you can't have that.
Yeah,
extra.
it's only 1d4.
Yeah. What do you have? Like it was a weapon.
It's a club.
Oh, a club. Got it. Got it.
Yeah.
Come on, get 50 Cent up in here. It'll be fine.
I mean, you can always take your action to disengage, but
I could. It just feels bad.
It always feels
Yeah,
bad.
It always feels bad.
see, that's why you become a rogue.
But in
So you can
instances
do
like
bonus
this,
I need
it's
to
not
be
bad
rogue.
because normally you'd be getting potentially attacked twice, and now you get attacked none.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, if I stay there, I'm probably gonna get hit twice anyway if something
Not
hits
necessarily. They seem to like Crispin.
Yeah, they do seem like Crispin.
At least one of them does, though.
I'm getting a lot of that tonight.
me. Yeah, let's just go ahead and do it.
All right, go ahead.
Just walking away.
Fine. You know what? I'll Starry Wisp the one in front of me. I know it's a disadvantage.
I don't know what that does.
Yeah, it's a new
It's a
spell.
cantrip. It does radiant damage.
Okay.
It's a roll to hit instead of like a.
It's ranged.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in the new player's handbook.
60
Nice.
foot range.
Okay.
It's a 1d8.
Does it do anything else when it hits?
You launch a mote of light at one creature or object within range. Make a ranged spell attack against the target. On hit, the target takes 1d8 radiant damage, and until the end of your next turn, it emits dim light in a 10-foot radius and can't benefit from the invisible condition.
This is
worry.
a cantrip? What?
Yeah, it's in the new player's handbook.
Man, I can't wait for that new monster manual to come out.
Yeah,
Ugh. You guys feel like goddamn superheroes out here with all these new cantrips.
When's the monster manual come out?
Not till next year.
Not till
Early
it's
next year,
early
like
next
January.
year,
Uh,
but yeah.
I was waiting to see it till they did like the 3-pack like they did.
Oh, you know it, they'll do it, but yeah, probably January.
I'm
The-
probably just
yeah.
gonna wait to get all 3 of them at the same time.
So I
Yeah,
got
the DMG comes out later
Next month.
next month, and then but we get it earlier.
We'll
I
get
think
it-
we get it the 29th.
We get it like 2 weeks early.
Yeah, which is nice.
so
It's
60.
gonna be disadvantage. Do you have inspiration?
I do, but I don't need it.
Okay.
I got a 12 for my lower roll.
Ooh,
So
that's
that's
pretty
a
good.
Yeah, I got try a few.
I mean, it's plus something.
yeah, 18 to hit.
You got it.
My brain just fried for a second.
Hey, math is hard.
And I got a 1.
I like the
That's all right.
better ones.
1
Those
point
are
of
my
radiant
favorite.
damage after all that.
At least it can't turn invisible now. Who knows? Maybe it
And,
could
and it
have.
has like you guys have advantage on strikes against.
No,
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 no.
It can't turn it. It can't be invisible.
Oh.
And it sheds dim,
Light for 10 feet.
So if it like tries to run away, at least
So
for
it
the
can't.
next
It's
turn,
not hiding, right? It's not going in
Yeah.
the shadows.
Yeah.
It's not going to be able to hide. That's really good against like a bone claw.
You,
Yeah.
you basically splattered it with like illuminant paint.
Yeah, it, like tickled it.
That's
She shot it with a glow in the dark paintball. Like, hide now. All right, so this is on the wolf or the hands.
the wolf.
You got it.
Wow, he's so bright now.
It's like those glow in the dark stars you used to put on your ceiling.
Yeah.
Just all over him now.
Just like middle of his forehead.
You guys kind of look as Fiora looks in panic mode. She's not sure exactly what to do. There's one large thing here with a wolf head snapping, not necessarily paying attention to her, but a little bit. She did shoot it with that guiding bolt last turn, and it might try to lash out at her again. Then she sees a scrabbling hand monstrosity attacking Crispin. She's like, and and then you see her kind of hold out her hand, and she blows air into her hand as you see this like dust sort of highlight and glow and illuminate, and it sort of shoots out of her palm like a Roman candle, just like a, and it smacks almost like a snowball right into the forehead of this thing, and now you see as it sort of like pours over it this like celestial sort of radiant energy. It's kind of glowing a little bit. It looks sort of like Scooby-Doo and the gang found the ghost. That's kind of what I'm
Let's
looking
take the mask off, guys. Just pull the whole wolf
It's
head
Old
off.
Man Withers. You know it's Old Man
Yeah,
Withers.
it's-
The lighthouse keeper. It always is.
It's the guy at the start
It's
of the
Edgar.
It's Edgar.
Yeah.
Might be his hand.
All right. So with that, do you have anything else you would like to do?
Nope.
All right.
So like that.
All right. It comes up to the wolf guy's turn. He wants to turn invisible, but he can't. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah.
He actually looks at you and goes.
Foiled my whole
He goes.
plan.
You see him like grunting and squeezing like, and you're like, what are you
He
doing?
just farts.
I'm trying to turn invisible. It's just not working.
You know, like I do. Or
You
he
guys
thinks
can't
he's
see me,
invisible.
right?
Yeah.
Damn.
Right. Yep.
Okay, no, that's not actually what he does at all. He does not like being splattered with celestial light paintballs and guiding bolts.
Yeah.
His focus is now pretty much on Fiora. He is going to attack at you. That God, I cannot hit you tonight. That is going to be a 10.
Oh, that misses.
Yeah. Second
I'm
attack.
hiding behind that shield.
As he lashes out again with these little claws, that is a 16, however.
Oh, I think that does hit, actually. Double check. Yeah, that hits.
All right, so that will be 6 points of slashing damage. And that is going to be his turn. That's going to bring us to the Scrabbly Hand monstrosity. It's going to lash out again at Crispin.
Boo.
Excuse me, I have the hiccups now. It's a 19 plus things.
19 hits.
All right, that will be 6 points of slashing damage. And from its backside, you see this like almost like whip-like appendage of scrabbly claws come out of it, and it's trying to lash you with those two. 12?
12 does not hit.
But its move must have seemed predictable as it comes across. You throw up your shield, and the claws scrape off of your shield, making this shrieky noise. That's going to be its turn. That's going to bring us to Gulk. Gulk is up.
Gulk can't
Oh,
get
shit.
anywhere near
I
it.
doubled down.
Ooh.
You can go through the corner. It's difficult terrain.
Oh yeah. You can go to the corner. You can go here.
I'm not feeling too
It's
good.
just difficult terrain. You don't
It just
know
takes
what
double
to do
movement.
I'm still
It's all
Alright,
just
I'll
to
go there.
move
Okay.
into it.
there. So you're next to the wolf.
All right.
So I will.
So out of the cornfield, you see Gulk come. Roar!
Now he's the monster in the
So-
corner.
You guys at first
I got
think it's another
myself
monster,
mixed
and
up.
you're like,
Or the round up. I'll wait one more
So
round.
I will. Yeah, I'll kind of sneak around to the side of the cornfield. Kind of plan my attack. You'll just see an battle axe come swooping out of the cornfield, near the legs. Oops. That's gonna hit. 24.
that definitely hits.
Can you make a con save?
Con save? Yeah. What am I making a con save for?
I'll tell you if you pass or not.
That's not how this game works. What am I making a
It's
con
all-
save
it's-
for?
It's all flavor.
That is a 15, 17.
Yeah, you passed. So try to go to trip this werewolf up.
Do you have trip attack?
Yeah, with topple. It's the
Oh,
name.
on your battle axe. Got it.
Yeah. So
It's a con save for that?
yeah.
I thought it was a strength save.
I thought it was a deck save.
We're all wrong. One of us is wrong.
One of us
I thought it was a Christmas save.
Either way, I think you passed.
Constitution saving throw.
Really?
Oh,
Wow,
I
that's
thought it was
surprising.
Dex too.
Yep.
The more you know.
Yeah. If they would have got toppled, they would have got prone.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Okay.
yeah, that makes sense.
But you still get the damage,
Oh yeah, for sure.
regardless. You still hit.
Oh. Cool.
Yeah.
You just don't knock. You just don't knock him down.
Oh, cool. All right, so it's a 1d.
'Cause that would be terrible if weapon mastery says, well, you don't actually hit it now.
So that's an 8 plus
One of the others.
plus 3, 11.
And this is on the wolf,
Yeah.
so 11 total.
Well, that's 11 slashing
11 slashing. So
and 4 radiant damage.
Are you adding your strength and your proficiency to your damage?
It's just plus 3.
what's the 4 from?
4 is from Path of the Zealot. I get to add a d6 on the first hit.
Did you add your rage?
I was about to say.
I did not, so 2 more. So Sorry, let me give you a grand total. 13.
I know we haven't fought a lot.
13 for the slashing,
13 slashing,
4 for the radiant damage,
4 for your zealot.
and that's it. That's
And
rage.
then rage.
That's everything. Rage was included
Rage
on the
is
slashing.
included.
He has no resistances, so the total is 17.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think I'm-
that's a bad part
D6
about my
plus
build.
3,
I
yeah.
have a lot of different damage types now.
Or D8 plus 3.
I have
Okay.
piercing, fire, necrotic.
Looking. I mean, it's not like about to die, but it's looking weaker.
Nice. That's it.
Its stitching is starting to come apart. You've definitely knocked off a couple of its potentially extra like nubby limbs that look like little dog paws coming off the side.
They will just keep
Aw.
burning it.
He's not a dog anymore.
Not anymore.
He's an
He's
abomination to nature.
Yeah, that's it for me.
Okay. That's gonna bring us to Crispin.
You see the sickle after it pulls itself out, goes up in like pendulum mode, and comes back down into the back of the. Same
like it.
dice. Let's do it.
I love the flavor.
And 17.
17 hits.
17
The
hits.
flavor is cleric.
Clerics are awesome.
They are.
Shit.
The chicken flavor.
5 damage.
5 points of damage.
And then Crispin is going to. He doesn't say them loud, but you see his lips starting to move and his eyes start to flare up. And with his shield hand, he reaches up, grabs his medallion with Lathander, and as he's whispering these words, and you just see he opens up, faces the sky, and just this radiance bursts from him. And I can point it to any creature I want. And I point it towards the pile of hands and the wolf creature, and they got to do a con save.
Constitution saving throw. Let's do the wolf first.
12.
That's a 5.
He fails.
And let's do the hand monstrosity. That is an 8.
They both fail.
You got it.
I'm just going to do one and cover both of them. That fine?
That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a 2.
Actually, let's roll
Total
separate.
4 damage. So,
Yeah, it is. It's,
Yeah,
two.
two apiece.
Not counting the side damage that you got too. It's
So-
not bad.
yeah. There you go. 8.
That's pretty bad.
All right.
Don't worry, one more level on cantrips will do
I've had better.
double damage.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'll get another dice and one more.
Yeah.
It makes cantrips so much
Anything else
better.
from you, Crispin?
Huh?
Anything else from you?
I'm not moving. There's no reason to.
All right,
so.
you got it. Let's go back to Fig.
Cool. Okay, so he has the Vex feature from his rapier, so that'll let him roll advantage on the werewolf. So he's just gonna, or not werewolf.
I know what you mean.
We're gonna attack him again.
100% not.
100% not a werewolf. So 16 to hit.
16 hits. Don't forget Hex.
Not this time. Yeah. And I
Rufus gonna hawk 2 of you too.
will roll. Yeah.
How come he never spits on me?
Oh yeah,
Uh,
he'll get you next round.
I used to love this spit.
25 damage. And he's doing green flame. That spell, the green flame blade, cannot speak.
Sorry, you said 25?
25 damage.
That's from weapon attack, fire damage, Hex
Yeah.
damage,
Yeah.
and sneak
I
attack.
think I let
And
Jesus
sneak
get away.
attack.
So you
Yeah.
got it all in there.
Yep.
So 25.
Yeah. 25.
It's a
Your
D2.
blade again sort of
Oh,
like
four.
heats up as you go into strike, and it glows bright. It strikes right through the center heart area of this thing, and you see as your weapon kind of goes in, and it begins to like burn and incinerate. And normally, where you would just like strike and move, you sort of like do this almost like scooping, swirling action. You pull it out, and you have what's remaining of its heart as it kind of slides down your
Awesome.
on your blade, and then this thing sort of is like looking at the last bit of thing that was keeping it alive, and it just its light fades out in its eyes, and it tips over and falls down.
Kebab. And then 3 fire damage splashes over to the hand.
With the heart, you sort of like fling it, and it catches on fire, and it smacks into the side of this thing with the green fire on it.
Yeah.
Like a marshmallow.
Yeah, it's like a hot marshmallow.
One that you
So
accidentally
3
catch
more
on
points of
fire.
damage for that. All right, you got it.
Sick. I don't really think there's anything. I will take my bonus action and move my hex hex now that my primary target died to the hand.
You got it. Hex is over on the hand monstrosity.
Yep.
All right,
I
making a
think
note.
I can't change the save or the disadvantage on ability check. I think that always that stays as strength. So
You got it. Anything else from you, Fig?
nope.
As you guys watch him slay this large lumbering form, again you see right before he strikes into this monstrosity, and his blade heats up from this red energy and fire on it, glowing like a brand new molten sword. You see his eyes sort of flare up. It's very noticeable. These like little hints of orange and yellow flames come off of his eyes, and again this sort of like devilish looking grin. He seems to really be enjoying this. That's going to bring us to the top of the round. We're back at Otis.
All right.
KFC, we're gonna have to talk to Fig after this. He's I'm uncomfortable. I don't know if you're feeling it. I know you're having a rough day, but I'm uncomfortable.
I like when you start talking, you see my eyes dim down. I'm like, at least he's helping.
What are you trying to say? I'll shut the. All right, let me show you how I'm helping. I'm gonna shoot the hand creature.
Your dragon found the only pile of cow shit in here. That might have come from me. I don't know.
He's young. 20 something to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
And 2. 12 damage for
12
my blunderbuss.
This is the like scatter shot.
Yes.
Okay.
And he's technically slowed. 10 feet less movement. I don't think
You
it'll
said
matter.
12, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
And then Rufus is going to back up a little bit. Like, not even a foot. And then he's going to charge forward. And he's going to go for the genital region of the hands.
Wherever it's at.
Yeah,
It's just
whatever's
fingers.
dangling down in the middle.
It's just
there.
fingers and thumbs, guys.
Just
fingers.
whatever looks like the longest finger.
Yeah, the middle finger somewhere. I've trained him to sick balls.
Got it.
And this is what he's going for. So he's gonna.
He seems confused. He's like, "Let's dangly."
We're heading out.
2
down,
plus
so I
2
just
equals
raided the
4.
fridge. These were sitting in the back of the fridge. Had 4 Michelob
12 to
left.
hit.
12 just misses.
2002.
I mean, like,
That's like some
Just misses.
grandpa's house.
He's not used to such short danglies, and he just undercuts it. Goes right between the legs.
anything else from you, Otis?
Otis is just a little
He
embarrassed.
bites you in the dick instead.
As Otis kind of turns and pulls his blunderbuss, you hear a loud, like, as a burst of almost like buckshot and shrapnels shoot out, and he blasts off, and you see a couple of these little scrabbly hands break loose from the thing as he does some pretty serious damage. It knocks a hole right in its chest area from this range. But then more scrabbly hands are there, sort of like try to fill in the hole, as a few of them are sort of like laying and twitching around on the ground. A couple of the fingers have been blown off of them. And then little Rufus is like, and he kind of goes right between its legs, as this thing is like not, it's sort of undulating. It's sort of moving around. It's not in like one solid mass. And where it should have been, it sort of like moves out of the way, not on purpose, just because it's moving. And he's like, he just kind of flops on the ground.
I feel like on the other side that Crispin sees him pull up the blunderbuss closer. I'm like, no! Like I'm on the other side. I'm like, shit! And I pull the shit up and like get behind it.
I think Rufus too, after seeing what Crispin went through, is gonna start throwing its own tantrum. He's going and just kind of stomping on the ground.
I like
Crispin did.
Little flavor. Okay. Anything else from you, Otis?
Nope.
That's gonna bring us to Fiora.
All right. I guess I'm just gonna.
Go to sleep.
I think it's time to be in the club.
Yeah, I guess.
I think you should use the club.
I need to get a mace or something. That's at least a little bit more damage.
Or a
Nah,
quarterstaff.
Shillelagh with a club's pretty good.
I've got True Strike now.
Okay.
True
But,
strike,
yeah.
true.
Okay. I like Shillelagh. True Strike is way better now
Yeah.
than it
Yeah.
used to be.
Yeah, it is.
For sure.
And I since you gave us the option to do the
Oh, yeah.
customizable thing, and I wanted identify.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
That's
Yeah. So yeah, I'm going. I guess I'm just gonna hit it with the club, or attempt to.
Thank you.
So I'm gonna use True Strike, which uses my spellcasting modifier instead of my dexterity, and that's a 14 to hit.
14 hits.
All right, I think that's a 1d4 for damage.
It's got my eyes.
Yeah.
And your prisoner, right? Shit.
3 points of damage.
Okay.
And that's all.
As you see, Fiora, she pulls her
don't you get
club out. She has not
Add your
used.
modifier.
I don't think so.
You get strength modifier on that.
I think you had your.
I thought
You
if
get
I have
to-
to add that, it's a -1.
Did you use True Strike
You
Yeah.
use your spellcasting ability for the attack damage. So
Yeah.
you would use
for
whatever your,
True Strike, right?
Oh, do
what's
I
your,
add that?
Yeah.
I'm
Oh.
not
That's
sure.
what that's what it means by that.
I'm not sure what the new.
It's
True Strike
basically
is.
saying that instead of strength, you use your wisdom to make the attack roll.
I know that
The-
Shalala does that.
That's what the true strike is. It's
Guided by a flash of magical insight, you make one attack with the weapon used in the spell's casting. The attack uses your spellcasting ability for the attack and damage rolls
And damage
instead
rolls,
of
yeah.
using strength or dexterity.
That's what that means.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, so you would add a plus whatever your modifier is for your wisdom to the damage as well.
If it does damage, it can be radiant damage or the weapon's normal
Yep.
damage type. Just for flavor, we'll just say that, like, Sparkle's, like, radiant light just goes over the club and whacks him in the face.
So
So it'd be
That would
3
be a-
plus your mod.
instantaneous
That's
cantrip. Uses your spellcasting ability modifier.
Plus 4 is 7.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, that's way better than I thought it
yeah.
was.
Mm-hmm.
So it turns the weapon into a different damage type,
Correct.
allowing you to use. I'm just making sure I fully understand this because I've
Mm-hmm.
just barely glimpsed over it. Allowing you to use your spellcasting modifier to make the attack and the damage, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't realize that it could do
As
that.
it levels it, like with other cantrips, you eventually will add
A D6.
A D6.
more damage. to it.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, so
that,
you
that
just
makes it infinitely better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought it was just the 1d4.
So it's a
and I'm
total
like,
of
that sucks.
7, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
So no, if you were not using your spellcasting modifier, you would have to subtract 1 off of the strength
Yeah.
for that.
Okay.
But since it uses your spellcasting,
Yeah, it's for like wizards
So
who
a
have
total of
shit
7.
dex and strength. So whenever they have their quarterstaff, they actually use their intelligence.
all right, that's actually a good
modifier.
whack. So as she pulls out her club and she,
pretty
you see
good.
it sort of flash almost like a disco ball as these like little bits of light peer out from the sides of it. She drops a sick beat with this club, and she smashes into it.
Oh yeah.
Thoo. All right,
Way better.
that feels better, doesn't it?
It does. I
does,
didn't realize
yeah.
it did that. That
Feels
makes me
better.
happier. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's all.
Okay. Yeah, the cantrips and the new. Wow.
Yeah, that
the
feels
cantrip-
like way better.
That's a cantrip.
The cantrip balancing is
Feels
better.
much better.
Yeah.
True Strike before was terrible.
was
No
so
one took
Yeah,
it.
nobody used it.
It was
I had a player in one of my other games take it, thinking it kind of worked one way, and then never cast it. And then she came to me and goes, "Can I just get a different cantrip? This spell is awful, and I can't think of any instance where I'd ever want to use it." I was like,
Yeah.
"Yes, just take Firebolt. It's fine."
It's so bad.
All right. Anything else from you?
Nope.
That will bring us to see the wolf one is down. That's the scrabbling hand monstrosity. It is going to take another attack at Crispin first. That is a 16.
Misses.
All right. The second one now, as you have dropped the sick beat on its head in the club, it's going to try and take a lash at Fiora. Why? I have not rolled anything above like a 5 on her, so that's a 7.
Oh, you hit me once.
7.
Not this time.
Okay.
But you did hit me earlier.
And that's it from me. It's going to bring us to Gulk.
Okay, Gulk's going to step up.
Step up to home plate.
Yeah, and try to use the topple action.
It's not really an action. It's
Yeah, I
just
know.
part,
It's
part of
only
the
if I
weapon.
hit, but
You got it.
Do it.
nice. I'm gonna hit 22.
Yep.
22,
Yep, it's 13 on the AC if you guys.
All right, sweet. So, yeah, he's gonna use the topple.
All right, so that's a con save.
Yeah, 13.
I fail.
So he will be knocked prone.
You got it. So go ahead and do your damage.
Rufus is gonna hawk 2 on your axe. Give you an
All
extra
the hands
d6.
Okay. So slashing damage first. Gross. 7.
7
Slashing.
plus rage.
Yeah, it's plus rage. No, it's 7.
plus zealot.
That's what I'm about to do.
Okay.
So radiant damage,
So 7
2,
plus
and then
2.
haunt 2 of damage,
So that's 9.
5.
And then an additional 5, so that's 14.
Yeah.
Okay. You got it. And anything else?
No. I will free action, pick up some of the blood and wipe it on my face. Give myself the paw print.
Giving yourself a little Braveheart?
Yeah.
Okay. I like it.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, so Gulk, he pulls out his battle axe, and you see him. His rage is sort of very focused. Every time right before he strikes, you kind of see like the edge of the blade of his axe sort of illuminate just a little bit, almost like glowing. And when it lashes through, you almost feel like the faintest bit of like almost like heat coming off of it. If you're standing near him, it's not quite like the whole blade glows or anything. Just flashes just for a second, like a bright bit of just like someone turning on a light real quick. He slices down at this thing in the leg area, what he can determine is like the legs, and he clean sweeps through both of them as he brings it down. This thing disconnects from its massive mangled form, and it just topples over on the ground, and now it's kind of rolling around on the ground, kind of trying to right itself back up. Anything else from you, Gulk?
Nope. Golf will say pass turn.
All right. This creature is now prone on the ground. That's going to bring us to Crispin.
The spiritual weapon, after he knocked it over, goes back up again. But now this time it's going to like try to slice across the body. Since
All right.
it's
This
laying
attack
down.
should be at advantage because the creature is prone.
Get him.
It's very strong. Weapon mastery feels great.
18.
Yeah, it's neat.
18? 18 will definitely hit.
Good job. I'm so proud.
About time we do something.
And that would be, I want to double check, I think it's an 8. 1d8 plus 4. Yeah, 8.
8 total damage. You got it.
Mm-hmm. And then I think Crispin's going to jump on top, like straddle it, and just take his mace. And he's like, fuck you! Right in the middle of it.
Your bed's that close to all that?
So did I give you something new to be scared of besides mind flares and
Something grabbed me out of the damn weeds.
Hand stuff.
Yeah, that's a 20.
Oh, if I didn't know, we could have called this episode hand stuff, but I didn't know.
I don't know what I named it.
Yeah, you hit.
Yeah,
We retroactively changed
so that's
it.
only 1d6.
Yes. I don't know what I named it.
3 damage.
3 damage, you got it.
But yeah, I am like straddling over it now. With the shield up.
Well, that was with advantage, right? So you made the attack with advantage?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anything else from you, Crispin? So that's action and bonus action?
Yeah, that's it.
All right. It's going to bring us to Fig.
I will. No, never mind. I'm gonna step back off over him. I don't need him kicking me right in the dick with one of his hands.
He doesn't want to stand on top of him.
Got
he's
it, got
He's
it.
just going back into his little space.
Yeah. May have thought better of that. I'm like, nah, too many hands grabsy.
Did I hit this thing last turn? I don't remember.
Did I hit it with 20-some
I
points?
can't.
You've done like
Okay,
you've done like
okay.
50 points of damage
I
over the last
honestly-
couple
I
turns.
honestly don't remember if I hit it or
It's
not.
been reversed.
Or-
It used to be him doing insane. Now it's you.
I just didn't remember if I hit the hand last turn or the other thing. Okay.
And
You have
Gulp
advantage
just does
anyway.
consistent damage.
True,
True.
that is true. I forgot. That's
You may not do the big bursty damage, but you hit really hard
Oh,
every time you hit.
Okay, so 24.
Sure. That's with advantage, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Shake it up.
So 17 total damage
Okay.
from that attack, and then he's gonna pull out a dagger with this bonus action and try and shank it for a little extra damage.
Okay.
Thank you
It's
very
2
much.
weapon fighting.
Prison shank.
Shawshank Redemption.
It's a 15,
15 will hit.
and then D4. And it's the hex damage, so it's another 7 damage from the dagger.
You did exact damage.
No way.
Killed him with the offhand.
Nice.
And you'll notice that not just the rapier, but the dagger also has the flame on it. The red hue, not the green one.
Yeah, as he brandishes his other weapon, while it's not glowing with the bits of the green flame, it does still have this sort of like molten effect. And you see the flames now, as before it was just glowing, it was obvious. With his final strike, his grin seems to get a little bit more enjoyment as he finally strikes down and plunges this dagger into the center of this monstrosity. You smell searing flesh as it strikes into its final target, and he's like kind of fishing around for some vital organ or something holding it together, and he just kind of eviscerates it and pulls it out. The flames that kind of pour out of his eyes are now much larger. They're coming at least 3 or 4 inches off of his eyes, off of the corners. And it looks like his eyes are no longer eyes; they just look like balls of fire.
With his
Things like-
goblin got it.
Yeah, that was fun.
So you guys see this like adorable little fox with these just like fireball eyes. Like his demeanor and everything's the same. He just looks like he really enjoyed that. With that, it's going to drop you out of combat.
I think you need to find Jesus.
What do you mean?
Frog Jesus.
Does that normally happen with your eyes?
What are you talking about?
You didn't see him?
See what?
You didn't see him.
I mean, he was looking right at him.
Am I supposed to be able to see my own eyes? It kind of like goes cross-eyed, like looks at his face.
They was all fiery and red and shit. It was like you got real bad pink eye.
Real bad.
Oh, interesting.
You had like 9 hells pink eye.
It's kind of strange.
Yep, that's what I was thinking. You need an exorcist.
Maybe.
Maybe some Visine. We're not sure which one yet.
We'll try both.
That's all right. Maybe
What's-
we should just keep moving.
All right,
We can talk about it later.
we're gonna take you to church after this.
The power of Christ compels you.
Aren't you afraid he might burst into flames or something if he goes in?
He already did from the eyes.
Okay. So, as you guys are assessing the situation, looking at these monstrosities, what would you like to do? The villagers still sort of like cowered down over in the corner.
Is
We're
there?
pretty close to the entrance still. Well, are we still able to get out?
Are we close? Yeah, I was about to say, are we close enough where we could send that villager back? The
You
way
could definitely like guide him out. You,
Cool.
you could tell him
Let's
which
see
way
if
to
we
go.
can do that. See if he knows or anybody else is.
Okay. That's actually a really good question. That part I did not make up, so
Are your clothes always so urine soaked?
he
Sorry,
kind of
what's
looks up at
the
you and goes,
smell?
"Are yours?"
Got him.
Damn it!
It's blood.
Twinsies.
Twinsies.
You pee blood?
You should get
When I get a grappling
I'm,
hook.
I'm not sure exactly where anyone else is. This beast just came out, and I thought for sure I was dead. Thank you.
Is there anything else you could give us, or is that all you know?
Are you Edgar?
No, I don't
Okay.
have a name for you. It's
Jeff.
it's
It's Mr. Peabottom.
It's Larry.
Larry.
That's not him lying to you. I just don't have a name. His name is Larry.
Do we believe him?
Yes, 100%. He is too scared to be lying.
Yeah, that's Larry if I've seen one.
Well, Larry, I'll let you leave.
Make a perception check, however.
Me?
Everyone.
Whoever, like, went up to talk to him first.
Oh no, that was the first one.
15.
He, I will say Fig, since you were the first one to discover that, actually worked out well. He seems normal. Scared, but normal. This looks to be like not a villager. This is a traveler who came to the carnival,
Got it.
or to the festival. He kind of very quietly sort of kind of nods and bows and thank you.
Before he goes, I sort of stop him. Get anyone together that came with you, if you're not a local. Get out of town, and don't stop until you get somewhere like Baldur's Gate or somewhere populated.
Oh, I'm gone.
People go on missing on the road.
Tonight, I'm leaving right now.
Go.
Fuck my friends.
Fuck my
They'll
friend.
be on their own.
Well, tell them the fucks are on the case.
Tell them the fucks are on the case.
I'll be sure to spread the word.
Spread the word.
And praise Frog Jesus. He's the one who really is the real hero. He protects you.
Man, we sound like maniacs.
I'll give it the kiss up.
You see what the fucks have given you.
He dashes off back towards what you kind of like directed him towards
just
the
go down the hall
towards
to
the
the
entrance.
left.
All right, it's 10 o'clock. We are going to end here after the first encounter in the corn maze,
Boo!
because anything else might get into potentially going well past our time. So thank you everyone for tuning in. I hope everyone is enjoying the Festival of the Moon corn maze with the weird, creepy abominations and monstrosities and horror elements.
If I can remember Friday or Saturday. Giveaway this weekend.
Another giveaway.
Yes.
Man.
We might hit 2,000. The goal is to hit 2,000 followers. If we do, we will give out one of the new D&D books.
We're close, right? To the 2K.
Away.
That's pretty sick.
So if you're watching and you'd like to maybe get one of the new players' handbooks, we will be giving one of those. I didn't know. I'm just learning this now. But this is our producer, so
2,000. We're gonna give one away. I'll make a post. I'll probably leave the post up for about a week. You just have to comment on it. As long as you comment on it, I'll put some rules on there.
all right, great. So yeah, tell your
Goals Friday
friends.
or Saturday post.
Tell them come check it out if they want to try to win a player's handbook. All the details will be posted that to the TikTok and the social medias.
Hell yeah.
Wow, that's pretty cool. So thank you everybody for tuning in. Hope everyone watching had a good time, and we'll be back next week, continuing on our adventures with the creepy corn maze.
The Adventures of the Fucks.
The Adventures of the Fox.
All right.
Deuces.